I'm going to start recording, so if you're ever watching this, something bad happened to this episode. But Sig has informed me I'm not supposed to introduce the show anymore until it actually begins on the stream. Nothing could possibly go wrong in the entire show, Donna. I couldn't imagine anything happening.
Yeah.
She's like going to stab me. She's so done. All right, Minerva Podcast episode 34. Oh, this is weird. Yeah, Sig's all happy. He wants me to wait until the live stream's actually up to introduce the show, which I get it. Whatever. Leave me alone.
Like I'm weird for that.
You should introduce it after it started. If introducing it before it starts, are you actually introducing it though?
I know.
Yeah. Only telling us
Well, it could be like a director's thing where he gets the little clapboard out, writes on it with chalk, and then is like, and cut.
You count down from 3, but you don't say 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 3.
Well, hold on. That looks like a new hoodie, but give me a second. Let me just tag it. Let me
get your very own.
Yeah, like the viewers don't know that there's like a good 20 to 30 second wait period from me hitting start streaming to like it gives you like a 10-second buffer in case it's an accident, and then it starts picking it up, and then it actually goes live. Because I've hit start stop before. You know, I'm recording late in the evening. Like it's right next to the streaming button. It happens. Everybody's done it. So it gives me like a 5 to 10-second buffer. I don't know exactly what it is before it actually goes live. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. Is there's like a good 30-second cooldown before you guys actually see anything. 30-second cooldown. So anyway, all right. Welcome everybody. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Oh, how's everybody's week?
It was okay.
Emotional roller coaster. Yeah, we'll settle on that.
Was that a new hoodie there, Choo-Choo?
Oh, is it? It's my fancy Minerva hoodie that I got like a year ago.
Oh wow, I don't think I've seen it.
Very fancy.
I think it's the first one I've seen in white. It looks nice actually.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Or
I got
gray.
it a long time ago. I think I got it when you initially launched them. It's vintage, guys. It's so you know. It's a collector's edition. This one is
signed by Beast himself.
By your favorite YouTuber. This is from back when he only had 10,000 subs.
Oh god.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
It does. Yeah, that was
Or even 5,000. It was a long time ago.
I don't know.
It's an old hoodie.
Everything feels like so long ago. I keep packing in these crazy days, which like distorts my view of the world.
Yeah,
like in the last 4 days. Let's go back 4 days ago. We were showing the house. I couldn't even be home. Couldn't make videos or anything. Then I'm home for a whole day and I get to stream. Then 2 back-to-back days of Pokemon Go Fest where I'm again not home all day, 10 hours in the sun playing Pokemon, which we were looking forward to for like a month. It was really bad timing, but this was something I had been planning for. Clearly not very well, but it was fun enough. And then here I'm not only am I back, but at the end of each of those 10-hour days, I was step by step working on the video that I just released half an hour before the show, which I edited up to basically that point. So I've just been nonstop for 4 days now, and it's awesome. I'm wired. I'm doing good.
It's like, I find it interesting because you get this strange thing where you never get to like really relax. So time seems like it's just like, wait, that was 4 days ago.
So you're talking about 10,000. I'm like, that was 7 months ago. I can't even think back 5 days. There's too much shit going on. I haven't even processed it.
Honestly, it was a long time ago.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
It's a really long
Rather
time
busy
ago.
than bored.
How, like, your perception of time changes depending on how much stuff you're packing into every single hour that you're awake.
Or how fast you're moving, technically.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's get into relativity.
I have an entire notebook of how to
fuck.
get
No, it was just a quick one-liner. This is not a college course. We would need one.
I almost failed it.
And in my news, I made it through all of my shifts at work this week without having to put medicine on myself to deal with pain.
Yay!
I am still very sore. It still sucks, but I can get through a shift without having to fucking medicate, basically. And I haven't been sleeping well, which is why I look like I'm fucking just completely
Sig, you look amazing
dead right now. No, I don't.
I feel you, Sid.
Normally I do,
only look
but
as
no, I don't.
alive as I do, thanks to great amounts of makeup. Because I am I am dead inside.
Oh, no.
My shoulder / collarbone has been killing me, and I've been working so hard to like work it out that I actually have a giant bruise right here that is brown.
Has anybody here
that's
not
awful.
just pulled themselves together for 2 hours?
I'm doing that for yeah.
It has been
A
Just
hell
look
of
at
a
me,
week.
like you are gonna do this.
Rochelle, how's your
It's
week
like-
been?
I've been doing two people's jobs for like this past entire week or so. My coworker's job and my own job, and that's not been fun at all.
Have they been paying you more though?
No,
Then stop doing that.
Yeah, that's not
I know
okay.
I shouldn't, but yeah,
You're
I
not
know.
contractually
Michelle's
obligated.
just too sweet.
I think
know.
Dread-
The problem with that-
I did get a
problem
little
with
bit
that
of
is,
overtime, so that was nice. I
if they're
guess.
not making it worth your while, it's not worth your while. So
yeah,
I'll reference Big Dread one when we last talked to him about, when he was having to work another guy's job. Except that he's the kind of guy to say, "Fuck you." Like, if you're not gonna pay me more, I'm going back to my job or going home.
Bitch better have my money.
His at the end of the workday, it was like a half an hour after checkout or whatever he said, when he's done for the day. His boss wanted him to help put 8 tires on a car or something. And he's like, "Are you gonna pay me?" He's like, "No, just want to help you. Just want you to help me out quick." He's like, I'm going
not
home.
a fun extracurricular activity.
Yeah.
Because 8 tires, that's gonna be
extra workular.
minimum
yeah.
half an hour or an hour, risking an injury the whole time. Like, no, if you're not gonna pay me for
Right.
that, I'm going home.
Not clocked in. Get the fuck out of here.
So it's
Absolutely
this
not.
kind of thing where it's like you want to, if you're gonna pay me $10 an hour, you're gonna get $10 an hour worth of work.
Yeah,
yeah, you get what you pay for.
There you go.
I
Now, on
didn't really get paid much extra, but I mean, I'm normally doing extra stuff just because that's kind of my
Who
way
you
of
are?
working.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't even mean to. It just kind of happens.
We know
And-
this because you're
yeah.
just so fucking wholesome. If someone needs help, I don't think you know how to say no. If someone's
No,
like,
yeah.
Rochelle, I need your help. And you're like, yeah, what do you need?
And
Closes all of his
at my
tabs
job,
and
it's like this.
hangs up his phone call.
We've got this new inventory system that is terrible in every way. It still runs on Java, on Windows 7.
Oh,
and-
no.
I was gonna make a
Yeah,
Minecraft
it's-
joke, but then you mentioned Java, and it felt a little too real.
I mean,
The
it doesn't
devs need to roll back.
work as well as 1.7 Minecraft, unfortunately, or anything. So
I gotta
it's
say,
not
of all
that
the
good.
menu bitching I've ever done, Minecraft has always done a good job.
Yeah,
I like the Minecraft.
and no,
menu.
this is like
Un-
the
unrelated.
It's
bare
always so
minimum.
simple.
Yeah, it's not even like a finished product, and I have to use that to ship out material so that my company can send material to businesses and such.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I was the only person that knew how to do that job aside from my coworker who taught me before he left because he had to go under quarantine. So,
Nice.
yeah. That's why I was doing his job.
Yeah.
And the chat has a giant elephant in the room, so I dropped that bombshell of a video. It's already performing as I would have hoped. Yeah, weapon vouchers should be out tonight, you guys. If you're watching this in the future, then I'm sorry. Big Fortnite update. We've been waiting for weeks. It'll be tonight, you guys. I'm not going to talk about it here. I'll be streaming then. If you're only interested in Fortnite, you've been waiting for me to say something about it, come back later. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not
Or
out
stick
yet.
around and
This
wait
is
to
not
see
a
if he says something else
Fortnite
about it.
stream.
You could check out the video,
Yeah.
though. I put a hell of a lot of work into it. Like last night, I was going to finish it before today so I could get some sleep, and then I ended up staying up till 4 a.m. and not finishing it. That video took more... So once I decided, some gameplay for some of these weapons would make this quite an interesting watch, easily added 3 hours to my...
God.
I'm happy with how it turned out, though. So, there
You guys
go.
want to know how pale I am?
Yes.
I'm so pale that my compact color is warm porcelain.
God.
That's not a thing.
That's
It is. It's
Porcelain is a
warm-
stone. It's not warm.
It's warm
I
porcelain.
mean, it's like a warm,
Warm is like
porcelain.
color tone.
like fresh out
Right,
of the
it's like-
kiln.
Is that
and-
where? Oh no,
It
no.
just
I know.
means that
I know warm
it's
porcelain.
tone white.
That's where you laid your face on the edge of the toilet seat so long that the porcelain finally got warm.
Oh, good God, Sig.
Ew.
Like you've never been drunk throwing up. Don't try and act like you haven't.
I throw up in bushes like a heathen, okay?
Like, Sig, I told you about the time I had to do that.
I return it to nature.
I know.
He fertilizes the bushes.
I didn't have to do that. I was able to like get it out of my system and like be over with it. But you better believe that was a really terrible half an hour.
Yeah.
A really bad time.
If I'm going to be praying to a god, it's not the porcelain god, all right?
It's kind of weird how ingesting poison will do that to you.
Yeah.
Strange. It's strange how having way too many glasses of Irish cream will do that too.
The thing with doing a job and getting and your employer getting what you pay for and stuff. There is another part of that, and that's other employees that I've worked with over the years, coworkers of mine, if you could call them that. I don't know if really they didn't really work, so coworker is kind of a misnomer. But
just
somebody who got paid to do a job that they didn't do. No, I have worked with people that were supposed to be doing the same job as me, and they would do about a third of that, if that. And then when you'd say, "Hey, why didn't you slice tomatoes?" They'd be like, "They don't pay me no extra. I'm not doing no extra." This is normal part of the job stuff.
Can I suspect that he didn't last long?
He still works there.
Really?
I stopped working there because of people like him that worked there.
Mm-hmm.
Some people,
many people like him that work there.
Get paid for that. But yeah.
multiple people that they had 8 people to do a job that 3 people could have done.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it was. So they all were slack and just terrible at the job. And I walked around going, "Holy shit, really?" A lot.
Yeah.
And I won't be disparaging against the company Wendy's. I love Wendy's. They have awesome, amazing fast food. But every single Wendy's I've ever walked into, I've looked around and been like, "You got 12 people back there. You could do this with 4. What's happening here?" You know.
Five Guys does it with, get this, 5 guys.
No shit.
Really?
I don't think that's how that works.
How did that happen?
The math checks out right there. I don't.
It's right there in the name.
It's so silly.
The last couple of times I went to a Five Guys, there was a lady or two, but there were 5 of them. I don't know.
I mean, I use guys as a gender neutral term.
So I'm like, hey, you guys,
and dudes too.
What is the origin of Five Guys? I was assuming it was just 5 dudes who started a restaurant.
We're all dudes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what that was? I'm making that up. That's just been my assumption.
When they started the restaurant? I don't know.
Okay, well now I gotta Google it.
We'll Google it. Hello.
I'm eating chips. I'm busy.
I don't even know what type of Pop-Tarts.
You're eating chips.
Rose, you don't even know what type of Pop-Tart you're eating?
No, it's like you just like pick it up and start just putting it in your mouth and chewing it. That's kind of how Pop-Tarts have always worked for me.
You can't determine what it tastes like?
They all taste the same.
Cardboard.
No, blueberry tastes nothing like the cinnamon and marshmallow one.
Like the kind of savory, like chocolatey and cinnamony ones taste different than the fruit flavored ones, but all the fruit flavored ones taste the same.
This is just the first thing that shows up.
Do all taste the same.
Although I'll tell you,
You just have to look at the color.
Yeah, what makes the chocolate and cinnamon ones taste
holy crap with the $5 super chat
better is if you freeze them.
Go to your
s'mores. Yeah,
join button at the bottom.
Definitely the
They're way
chocolate
better
one.
for
Should be able to edit
Maybe I'm strange. I like
your
cold
membership.
chocolate. Like I'll refrigerate that because I like it cold.
I think that's how you upgrade it.
They're better.
Yeah, we're talking about Pop-Tart.
Thank you also.
Pop-Tart, chocolate, whatever.
The fudge Pop-Tart.
Especially like peppermint.
That was great.
Like peppermint, if especially. If it was that.
Beast, you want to address that?
Just did.
Okay.
Did he address in chat?
Well, it's addressed. I'm chewing now.
It's been addressed.
Thanks for reminding us all to eat. I think we're doing that right now. Is what happens.
Yeah.
I had to be smart about the food because I was not going to finish before the show. So I stopped, washed my hands, got the thumbnail and everything set up, then started the show, and now I'm just quietly picking away at the rest of my chips.
That works.
That's what I did.
Oh.
I'm Ed. Yes, I'm
No.
Donna. What do you need?
Since we have the floor, I think the upgrading membership you just edit. there should be an edit button for your membership rewards or you view rewards or something right next to the stream. The first thing that showed up for the Five Guys was referring to the founder, Jerry Murrells, and his 5 sons. But they used to refer to Jerry and his 4 sons, but then Tyler was born and messed everything up. That's literally what it says.
God damn it, Tyler.
That's Thrillist.com. Oh, there's a 5guys.com. The 5 Guys story. Why is this so dark? Oh, you want cookies. Go away.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like it was some guy and his 4 sons. So it was 5 guys. That's funny.
Two guys in a garage. And
the
then
boys
it's just
and Donna.
like, what?
No.
2 guys in a garage. And then we have to think, how many companies does that statement describe? There's Apple, Facebook to a degree, though that was 2 guys in a college dorm.
Basically a
Microsoft,
garage, but
Bill
not at
Gates
all.
dropped out of college.
So that
how
doesn't-
many big companies nowadays could have at one point been described as 2 guys in a garage?
Well, we're at 1 so far.
Yeah.
No, I have no idea. Probably
Apple,
plenty.
Facebook.
That's what I'd
Microsoft
like to
are
do
the
eventually,
things, like-
but it wouldn't evolve much past just a garage because all of my woodworking tools fit in a garage.
Right.
So it works out.
or 2 Donna and a mask.
I can imagine being a little too perfect.
Yeah.
Like, all of my equipment perfectly fits in the garage. There's actually no room to work at all.
Yeah,
I might actually do that when we
It's like Tetris in there.
when we move to California. When we move back to California, I'm probably gonna make the garage my workspace. Like,
No,
That'd be awesome.
because right now I have to park in the garage because it hails and there's hurricanes and it's terrible.
Thank you, Raul. I
Yeah.
see
But
that.
in
There's no
California,
alerts on
I
the
don't
podcast.
have
He
to
donated
park in my
$5.
garage.
Thanks
It's not
for the
gonna
story
ruin
with,
my car
Pokemon
if I
Weekend.
don't park in the garage.
Appreciate you coming out. and hanging
the
out
subject
with
of
us, at least
hurricanes. One of
remotely.
my friends and mods in my stream is Pokey.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know. Like his entire area is like flooding this whole week. It's like the third day of flooding.
hurricane?
Like for him, he's somewhere on the East Coast, and it's terrible, really. Like
It's got to be in the south because it's not all the way up here,
It's in Texas.
and we usually get hit first.
Well,
It's
Texas
somewhere
and Mexico.
that away to the east.
Sig looks
Yeah,
so
off
much
that
younger
way.
than you thought. I know.
Houston-
He's looking pretty good for 60, right?
And again.
I do look good for 60.
Wow. I mean, all of us look good for 60. Just we aren't. We aren't.
I look amazing for 60. God.
I'm halfway there. Halfway there.
What?
Living on a prayer.
It's great.
Choo Choo, you want to tell them how you got your name?
Well, so it was Cthulhu. It was Jewish Cthulhu, which it was a great idea. It was a joke for an entirely separate friend group that all of you have no idea about. I took the name as a joke, and I just kind of went with it. First in
I'm
League
sorry,
of Legends,
Husky.
then on Discord, and
There weren't enough.
then I came to Minerva. Well, then you guys started me calling me Cthulhu, which was great. And then somewhere, somehow, I think it was Ira who got really tired of being able to actually pronounce not pronounce. She couldn't spell my name, let alone
Pronounce the unpronounceable and the
pronounce the indescribable, awful, unnameable whore. So couldn't spell the name because it was funny. Beast Beast one time was like, first 3 people to spell Cthulhu's name right get in. Like 100 people. It took like 100 people before somebody got it right. It was pretty funny.
Didn't you have an I instead of an L for a long time?
That was in Minecraft. In Minecraft, and it still does, because the actual Jewish Cthulhu name was taken by one of my other friends from Settle.
Oh, God.
Really, it came down to...
It was Cthulhu, even though I made it capitalized, so that was fun.
Really, it came down to Ira not being able to spell Cthulhu consistently.
Yeah.
And getting frustrated and saying, you know what, that choo-choo guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Him. And then Beast ran with it, and then here we are.
Yeah.
And then someone shortened it to Cho-Cho, and then Icy Deck still calls it Coco for whatever reason.
Cho-Cho is
that
Beast.
That one hasn't really caught on. It's still Choo-Choo. Probably will stay that way.
I mean,
I'm
even back in our chats, I've called
I'm going to forever and always just refer to you as Cthulhu. Yeah. I'll call you Choo-Choo from time to time, but I will always be like, Cthulhu, So there's that.
What's your new avatar profile picture thingy?
Well,
is that the guy from Dragon Prince? Because that's what it looks like.
No, I'll post the full picture in the group chat. Give me a moment. I quite like it.
It's very funky.
So this ties into why I wasn't here last week, because emotionally it was a fucking nightmare for me, to put it shortly.
I was gonna say, to put it lightly.
Put it bluntly. Yeah, it was a fucking nightmare where someone I had been talking to for, well, pretty much every day for over 8 months, well, stopped in a very dramatic fashion, and that was emotionally painful, and well, that also is the reason I've changed my name in my profile picture, as well as several other things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gotcha.
that's the reason. That's the full picture, which is another of the characters I play in WoW and roleplay as. But well, actually, I don't play this one. This is a picture that I
Need to get one out of the
really,
freezer.
really like. But I do play a character of the same race.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Gotcha.
I guess I'm in the same boat that way. I've been a Milotic for years. Used to be a Dragonite, and I just... The day I have something better, I will
Mine
not
is just
change it.
me.
Yeah.
Perfect.
They made my profile picture, and it's great.
Well, the
Great.
Milotic has been around so long that if and when I do change it, it's got to stick. Like my channel banner. Like when I finally changed it, Stelly nailed it. I'm glad to keep that for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I'll just show it in case anybody's watching in the future. It's different now. This is what it looks like. Yeah, I love that banner, but I don't plan to change it for a while. So
Yeah.
and Milotic has nice colors, so we got to get you a proper one, Choo Choo. Get some artistry going.
A proper channel banner, maybe. Yeah, on the subject of properly doing things, I've been doing my stream for the past 3 weeks now, which has been wildly successful beyond anything I could have possibly imagined.
Yeah.
The fact that people want to give me anything is ridiculous. People like me, people like watching, and I mean, my analytics are basically just a line up.
He's definitely not getting a big head about it or anything.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I didn't catch that at all.
No, you didn't. Like, really now. Well, there you go. I've been enjoying it. Like I had like yesterday.
Sounded modest because that has gone beyond.
I was just giving him a hard time.
Well, I want to add to
What?
that it's gone beyond
Yes.
my expectations as well. Like he's averaging way more viewers than.
If your friends don't talk shit to you, are they even your friends?
Fair
That's
point.
not the angle I was taking.
No.
No, really,
I wrong?
he's doing a lot better
don't
than
know.
any starter on Twitch would
Maybe it's
ever be
military
expected to
thing.
do.
Here, I'll just send you a screenshot of this, and which you can. I don't know if you want to show this, but at least you guys can know. It's
Yeah,
like
we don't-
that's.
Don't need to share numbers specifically, but it's going well
There-
for sure.
It's
They're
a line.
averaging 30s of viewers, right?
Did you seriously buy the electric kettle that I wanted?
I liked it, okay?
Pink and everything.
And everything. He bought the exact electric kettle that I wanted.
It was a good suggestion.
Yeah, it's a good kettle. I mean,
There's a reason you want it, and that's
Yeah.
because it's a good choice.
I mean, it had good reviews.
I was
It
about to type
painful
in
to try
Rose's
my
address, but then I was like, no, I think I'll just keep it.
I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to, but
like holding on.
It's the color I wanted and everything. Like,
yeah, it's a good color for a kettle.
just so you guys have perspective, it comes in like 12 colors.
Thank you for the donation, Moore. I don't know how to help you. I'm
Exact
sorry.
color that I wanted.
It was a
Well,
nice-
somebody
now
in
you
chat
can
can help
see it
you?
in
Another
you.
member?
God
No.
damn it.
How
And the
great
other
it is
thing
before you
is,
get
like,
yours.
Let me move this over here. Check it out when it's on. It's got like this little light up thing. See how it's lighting up?
I know.
Isn't it super cool?
She
Don't talk
knows.
to me.
When was
I
this
know,
brought
I
up? I
was
don't think I was a
gonna-
part of this conversation.
I'm sorry.
Like 2
After
months ago.
podcast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know how after a podcast we sit in the call and talk for another 5-10
That actually
minutes?
ties into another thing I wanted to get into, too. Because last show, okay, I can't focus. This guy keeps donating because he can't upgrade his membership. I'm so sorry. I can't help you.
That should
It-
pay for the next 80 years.
It does. You don't need to upgrade now if that's what you're trying to do. It should just be on the stream. There should be an edit button on like view membership rewards or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, the
God.
same button that you did to do membership.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
push that same button, and it'll give you a list of what your perks are, And in that list of perks, you can upgrade. There's a button down there.
If that isn't there, I don't know
Like,
how
I
to help
don't-
you, but thank you so much.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
last week I actually had to drop out of that after show chat very immediately because we were showing the house, and we already got a buyer. Like, we're already in that works, which is okay. From my perspective, everything went swimmingly. A lot of people viewed the house. Somebody liked it, paid more than they wanted. They want to keep the pool, which is a surprising addition because new codes stipulate that we need to put up a non-climbable big fence around the yard in order to keep the pool. Yeah, it's crazy.
What constitutes as a non-climbable?
Security fence.
If a 5-year-old can climb over it, it's a problem.
Which is funny because it hasn't been for 2 decades, but it's a problem.
So like you got to put spikes on it, or
I don't know.
like
No, just a flat fence, not something that's easy to climb like chain link.
that's not easy to climb?
It is
Fairly.
easy to climb.
Chain link is pretty easy to climb.
A flat fence,
Yeah.
not something that's easy to climb like chain link.
And so
Like,
that was
I
the
guess,
thing.
like
We're
flat
like,
wooden boards or whatever.
if the new buyer didn't want the pool, we were not going to put up a fence. We decided that tearing the thing out was significantly less work, but also a huge pain. Like, we're not going to do it ourselves. You'd have to pay a crew. There's way too much to move, and it would be expensive regardless. There's a massive headache. So the fact that they're willing to keep the pool and deal with all that shit themselves and pay more than asking was a nice offer. That was a nice deal. But on the inside, from my mom and dad's perspective, they got to hear all the feedback. And it's funny when, 15 people look at your house and only one of them buy it. There's a lot of negative feedback, and that really got to their heads. And it was pretty legitimate, a lot of it, but my parents were not in a good mood. So it's like, if something as joyous as getting a seller, or a buyer, I should say, is not as fun for them right now. I'm happy, though.
What was the negative about it?
Little things about the house. This area is not nice. This area is a little dated, or we don't like that. There's cracked siding on the whatever. I'm like, we have been busting our ass to make this place as pristine as possible. We had a couple of viewers literally just cancel their showing once they found out we didn't have a basement because they just assumed the Rambler would have a basement, which is a fair assumption, but maybe they should have looked at the pictures a little closer before they scheduled an appointment. I
understand your criticisms of the buyers, but if I'm about to drop $300,000 on something,
I get it.
It better be fucking perfect.
Immaculate.
What I'm saying.
Right.
So
it's
they
like-
got to hear all of the negative stuff, even though
We have foundational issues in this house, and we're going to have a hard time finding a buyer for it.
it makes me think of the 95%. We can do 95% of the work to make it look great, but it's that 5% that's really going to nitpick away, and there's just so little we can do about that. It's kind of like oh my goodness, when it goes up fast. Come on, Choo Choo, what's that graph? Exponential. Yeah, we're like, that last 5% is so much more work than the 95%, because the shit we didn't do before was because it was too expensive or a ton of work, and there's a reason we didn't do it up until this point. So anyway.
Like putting up a security fence to keep the
Oh
pool.
my goodness, so much work.
I-
Yeah.
I like it as like the 80-20 rule, where it's
There
like
you go.
you can get 80% of something for like 20% of the effort, but if you want to get the end of it, it's like there's so much more to get into it. It's like when something's like really perfect down to everything, it's like how much extra effort they had to put in. It's like pretty good isn't that hard.
I got
Perfect is so much.
I stole that 95% concept from 2Clicks Phillip, who makes a lot of CSGO videos. You might have even heard of him if you don't even watch CSGO, because his videos are just weirdly interesting to me, and I don't even play the game because he goes way in depth. And he talked about how he could get 95% of the video completely accurate, but people will only comment about that one little thing that didn't even matter that he technically got incorrect. And it's
That's
like
almost like a rule of the internet, basically, where if
Or
you mention
life.
one wrong thing, someone will always correct you.
And his focus too is that, like, a lot of times that one little thing is not even a big deal. Like a lot of the things people nitpicking about our house, unspecifically, I don't know exactly what was said. It's not gonna make your living experience hell, like this is little shit that's not that hard to fix, but they bring it up.
But like, they didn't put in offers because they didn't like it. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
I
Yeah.
I know that when we're ready to buy a house, because my husband's active duty, so we're not buying a house anytime soon because we never know when we're going to have to move. But when he gets out and we buy a house, one, we're going to be like almost 50 years old. And then, so we're going to be old. And then if it's not exactly what I want, we'll just do a new build.
Yeah.
Because if it's not 100% what I want, because when I buy a house, it's going to be my forever home. And that's how you got to look at it. It's going to be your forever home. It better be exactly how I want it.
Chaffee
And
brought this
like,
up
if the
to
paint
me.
is the wrong color, that's like another thing. But like, if I don't like the room layouts, if I don't like how big the kitchen is.
Yeah.
Chaffee brought up to
Doesn't have
me
a
how he's had friends who built houses exactly as you mentioned, but then your needs change. So the house is just never, ever going to be perfect because there's always that little thing that's you're going to want to switch, or something's going to change the way you live your life, or it's tough.
When I look at a potential house or something, if I was going to look at a potential house or whatever, it would be something that I could see evolving as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did the same thing. We must have looked at 2 or 3 dozen houses over the last year, but we only picked
I
one.
think the problem with some people doing new builds is they don't really think about it beforehand, and they're like, oh, this is what I want. Like, when I'm thinking about when we get our new build, I want it to be wheelchair accessible, because we all know my crippled ass is going to end up in a wheelchair eventually. I want
Future-proof it.
Right. I'm going to future-proof it. I want a room for my office, and I need at least 2 spare bedrooms because I got a big-ass family. And even if it's not my family visiting, we want to be foster parents, so I want extra rooms just in case kids are coming. So we need just-in-case rooms.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, I want a big-ass kitchen because, like I said, I got a big-ass family. Like, these are things you have to think about beforehand. But, like, people with, like, young families, like at my age, 30, with their 2 kids or whatever, they're like, oh, we need 4 bedrooms, and that's just perfect, and just a little kitchen. And then they have more kids, or grandma gets sick and needs to move in, or blah, 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 blah. Like,
Yeah.
They don't plan for the future.
I really like that. I'm going to go into a slightly different thing. I've recently been watching the Disney, like, the Imagineering show about, like, how they do a lot of things. If you've seen the show, you know I've seen the first 4 episodes, haven't seen the last 2. But a lot of what they talk about there, and one of the really interesting things is you don't want to design something for the first ride, you want to design it for the 20th ride. It's like a house should be the same way. You're not designing a house that you show for the first time you walk through it. You're designing it for, you've walked through it 100 times. It still needs to be great. It still needs to be working, and it needs to be able to fit, as Rosa said, pretty much whatever might happen. Future-proof.
Yeah.
Eventually, my goal is to move in onto my grandparents' farm and build my own house there. And I'd like to have like a nice like little homestead where I can have my own little Stardew Valley house or whatever, with my own little library and all that. Little workshop.
Is that what you want, Sig, or are you just judging?
Judgy McJudgerson.
Oh, well,
Oh, okay.
I'm wondering which rooms he's going to put the 3D printer in.
That's probably going to be in my workshop, which, I mean, my grandfather already has a workshop, so I'm going to have like a little print farm going on. So as well as probably some CNC machining.
Oh yeah, my office is going to be like a whole basement, because I've got all my computer stuff, and then I've got all my craft stuff, and then I have all my makeup stuff. I am a well-rounded crazy person.
You got to fit in
I
all
need
your
all my
hobbies.
stations. Yeah, I need all my stations.
I'm just looking forward to Chriselle in overalls with a straw hat.
Yes, that's gonna be him.
65-year-old Chriselle with a piece of straw sticking out of his mouth.
If we're doing,
My
Whittling
grandfather
Just
some
has-
sort of
plowing
torch.
along.
Yeah.
yup.
He's gonna get
My
really into
grandfather
With his
has
flannel.
cat
a
sitting on
sugar
his
maple
shoulder.
farm. Yeah. My grandfather has a sugar maple farm, so I'll be out there making maple syrup, and it's gonna be nice.
He's gonna get really into plaid shirts.
Jeffy
and
wants to know
and
your
flannel.
location.
Yeah, I do
This
have
3D
lots of
printed
that.
object that he's out there with his knife, just cleaning it up, sitting on the front porch. He's not whittling wood; he's whittling a 3D printed object.
This is the future.
That works.
Like, it's 2050, and like everyone has
That really does sound like the future. A farmer out on his farm, whittling down some advanced technology, just playing.
I mean, eventually I'd like to have like all sorts of fabrication type machines, like CNC machines, and like at least a lathe or something like that. Because I mean, that's the sort of stuff I like doing.
Because new technology sucks.
Yeah. Although a Haas lathe is pretty good.
You just made me picture like a regular looking shed with, you know, steps going down into like a kind of space age room with all your machines and, you know, clones just floating in their tanks, ready to be initiated.
It's only $1,705.
Oh,
yeah,
only
$17,000.
Only.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's doable.
$17,000 for what? Oh, goodness, one machine.
So,
Wow.
But Rosa
I know I
does,
was just eating, but how do I go ahead? Sorry.
I'm scared to shoot.
Rosa makes a good point about like it was like technology, old technology is bad, new technology is bad. And what I mean by that is the whole like it feels like a lot of the stuff from back then was built to last. Now the stuff now is built.
So I was specifically speaking to like farm equipment and construction equipment, especially stuff fabricated by the big wigs in that equipment, like John Deere and whatnot, because they've computerized things and they are making it to break, and you cannot fix it yourself. They are actually actively, they are actually actively blocking you from repairing your own. Yes, planned obsolescence. They are doing that, and farmers are like, what the fuck? I had my other plow for 80 years. Why did this last 8? Like, if that.
You know, our bodies do the same shit.
A farm. What?
Yeah.
Aging. It doesn't have to happen. It doesn't.
Technically, you're not wrong. It is because it's the whole.
You could.
I think. Was it maybe it was a Veritasium video or something about like how to like slow aging.
I think it's okay to be smart also covered like why you don't have to do it, and how lobsters have the gene where like I am going to grossly simplify it. There are smarter people who explain this way more than I do, but there are certain things that like regenerate cells and keep us healthy and everything that whittle down as you age, and that can be repaired. And lobsters do it. And lobsters they don't die normally. They always get killed. Yeah, she's got her suspicious face on, but I'm not coming out of nowhere with this.
Biological.
No, it's not at you. It's at Lego. He said something really mean.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Okay. Well, Lego said something.
Lego. He said he was leaving. He said he was leaving the stream.
I don't take a single thing he ever says seriously.
What is that?
Lego should get a face tattoo. Ignore me right across the forehead.
Oh God.
Lego hurt my feelings.
I don't even see what he said.
Said she's the girl version of Alex.
I don't know what that means. Oh, who's Alex? Oh.
He's the guy that's Sandy Hook shooting.
Ignore him, Donna. It's safer and healthier.
Oh God.
Anyway. I like my interesting gene topic that I'm grossly underqualified to speak on, but it's interesting that there are like, well, based on the way that people progress the line of you don't really need to live to 150 years old to keep making more babies. So it's just we never got to that stage, and you could totally look at lobsters and other animals actually. I think jellyfish might do this as well, where they just don't really age past a certain point. They grow into adulthood and they don't die naturally. They get killed or eaten. It's like, what the fuck? How does that exist if we're not studying this? Maybe
or
somebody
disease
is.
Or whatever. Many people are, but
with population at the amount that it's at and us not getting off planet yet, we don't need to live forever yet.
It's not responsible.
Yeah. I'll live forever, but then I get it that like the rest of everybody else shouldn't.
I will, but nobody else.
Upload our consciousnesses onto computers.
That's a real thing that could happen. That
could be fun.
Thing. Like, we know how neural networks work. We're already doing them in computers, and translating the brain into technology will not be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it is possible. And scary, but badass at the same time.
What if you could defragment the brain?
Oof. You know, organize your thoughts.
That would be great.
Great. Just clean up all that anxiety and all those repressed childhood memories. Just,
clear the cache a little bit.
There you go. Yeah. Tone it down. It's like, all right, let's tune things up. Like you upload your brain to a computer. It's like, all right, time for your Yuli tune-up. Let's run your antivirus.
You know, all those memories you have that you didn't want, just right on out the door. They're fine.
Yeah.
Just run the CC cleaner, but for your brain.
Just Control Alt Delete, go into Task Manager and delete.
That
all
would
the
be
necessary
fantastic.
shit.
And
Where do I
task.
sign up?
It's
Yeah.
like you have like the anxiety task, you just end task.
You know, I heard that's basically what LSD does.
Loving
So
chat right now.
No. LSD, if you have anxiety while you're on LSD, it's worse.
they've
Yeah.
used LSD to treat
Speak from
PTSD
experience,
though,
he says.
because if it's the proper dose in the proper setting, it can be used to like
Can be. Yes.
purge. I'm not saying everyone go drop LSD. I'm saying
Please
don't
don't
close
say
that.
that.
It's hot.
Do it under the supervision of a professional.
Yeah. No, it's a
COVID.
thing. Like
I just thought of a
doctors
professional
Self-
LSD
do it in a
Cobweb removal.
controlled environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
My
scary
husband just tried
idea.
to close my office door because I'm loud, but it's so freaking hot in here, and this room gets zero
How
air circulation.
insane would that be if we uploaded all of our consciousness to like a neural network? You know, we were all put into computers, and like
Mhm.
the actual idea of having a physical host body just got phased out.
Yeah. That'd be
That'd be
interesting.
pretty cool.
I need to start writing this down. Sci-fi movie idea. Here we go.
Oh, have you ever read
they-
Isaac
They
Asimov's?
did that. It's called The
Ask
Matrix.
Oh, well, there's that too.
You're
No,
right.
I guess so.
Although that was a lot of wasted potential.
It
using
was a
humans as
different
fabrics.
it was a take on this idea. So like you're not wrong.
Mhm.
It was just
Mhm.
a different way of looking at it, much more negative outlook of it.
Could you imagine getting hacked if you were a computer? Like that would be the end of you.
Yeah.
Damn. That is
Hack your
scary
brain.
shit. I'm ready for VR to take over. I want to spend all day in VR.
Isn't
Give us the Oasis, except don't.
aren't things like reverse psychology kind of hacking people's brains?
Well, you can social engineer
Kind of.
people, but
There's also the game or whatever it is that's kind of like a little mind virus. Wherever you think of the game, you lose the game, which is
Oh,
kind of
no.
dumb. But
You
yeah,
just made me lose the game.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
We all just lost the game.
I'm sorry.
you know that was the dumbest thing I had never heard of, and now that I've heard of
Yeah.
it, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of, and it's just the idea that there is a running internet-wide thing that we're all just not supposed to think about. What is going on here?
He's
No,
got a
come
whole
back.
party.
Have you ever heard of Roko's Basilisk?
No.
No.
It's a concept where there is an AI built in the future that if you don't help contribute to the AI, then it'll be mad that you didn't help contribute to the AI and will like
Eliminate you.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, let me look that up.
So you have to be thinking that you want to help just in case.
Yeah.
Choo Choo's been abducted.
Yeah.
I remember.
I've left.
It's a thought experiment about the potential risks involved in developing artificial intelligence. The
Yeah.
premise is that all powerful artificial intelligence from the future could retroactively punish those who did not help bring about its existence.
Oh boy.
Yeah, including those who merely knew about the possible development of such a being. So I'm sorry, all of you.
There's a positive, negative, good book series that I recently read about this is the Scythe trilogy, where among other things, there's the idea that people don't die naturally. Instead of a sort of biological immortality, they have what they call turning the corner, where once you get to like 60 or so, you can go back to being 20 or whatever. I think 21 was the youngest. So you would age to 60 and then reset your physical body, and you're conditioned about being 20. And even if you did die, like jumping off a building or getting hit by a car or getting shot or whatever it was, though usually these things didn't happen because nobody had any reason to anymore, they can just bring you back to life after several days. Oh, it's like it was really hard to kill people, and like nobody tried to kill them because there was no need. Like there's no point. Like the government had been through a rather not really violent but rather uncomfortable thing where the old institutions fought back against it. They eventually got superseded by a one world supercomputer that ended up making decisions for things better than any one
if I
person
lived
could.
in that world where no one actually died, they just came back. I don't know if you guys have siblings, but if I knew they were going to come back, I'd be. And my brother pissed me off. I'm just going to throw a knife at him. They're just going to bring him back in a new body. Yeah.
I mean, that was actually a thing where it's like thrill seekers would just jump off a building. It's just
right.
They'd splat and they'd come back 4 days later. It's like a competition. How long does it take to bring me back?
Sounds a ton like Altered Carbon.
Yeah,
right?
actually.
If my brother pissed me off, I'd literally run him over with a car, like easy peasy.
Imagine how annoying
Isn't there
that
a
would
new
be.
season of Altered Carbon just came out? I haven't watched it yet.
No idea.
I think
Season 1 and 2 are out. I know that. I don't know about 3.
Oh.
The first one lost me. I loved the show up until it just got really confusing.
Oh, well, the second season will really mess you up because they changed the main character's body. It's a whole different actor.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't
It's like between Iron Man 1 and 2. I'm trying to remember the
Raiders.
the lieutenant.
I was cracking up
Changed
earlier.
the actor.
I'm going way back to the thing where somebody in chat said if you want to mindfuck, look up Unspoil Me, which is that hypnotizing thing Samsung released for you to forget TV shows. And I was scrolling through the Reddit post of like whether or not this actually works, and he's like, I'll test this as soon as I can. He's like, well, were you able to do it? Did it work? And then he said he forgot about this, and the guy just never stopped responding. He never responded.
That's funny.
Oh, it must have worked because he never came back to the thread.
Right?
Oh god. Well, that's one way to answer your question by not.
Yeah, this thread is really underwhelming. I don't know that... Like, one guy said he got 5 minutes into it, and it was somewhat effective. I don't know. The Unspoil Me thing. I wonder if it was, like, really far-fetched and a lot of people just didn't try it. Because I heard of that, too. To just explain that totally more clearly, there's a way to hypnotize yourself through the Samsung's Unspoil Me website, apparently, where you can just think about a TV show or film, and it'll help you forget all about it, so you can watch it again like it was new. But that's really... I would love to do that. If we were as simple as computers and I could just, highlight and delete my entire memory of Breaking Bad, I'd dive back in.
The Office. Well, except for the pointer that says, hey, I really, really, really want to watch this show. You don't want to forget about that one. You want to forget everything.
Just forget everything except for the pilot episode.
That's a funny thing about computers, how when you delete stuff, you don't actually delete it. You delete to the pointer for the information. So you can't access any of it in any coherent way, but the information's there.
The only real way, I mean, you can. That's what data recovery does, because deleting something off your hard drive doesn't make something empty. It just marks it as empty. The only way, and Vsauce did an old video about this, where do deleted files go? I think is the name of it. And in the context of computers, the only way to really delete it is to overwrite it repeatedly. You have to overwrite where the data was with something new.
Surprisingly effective, because once those pointers are gone... Oh, Sig's been waiting on this thing for a while.
There was a stand-up comedy bit that Mitch Hedberg did many years ago that had to do with late night television, and they started the commercial by being like, forget everything you knew about duvet covers. And he'd be like, all right, no, I don't care about this commercial.
Yeah.
And that was the whole,
What's a duvet cover? Speaking of duvet covers, I'm sorry. I was shopping for a new one. I have a California king bed, and I came across one that I was like, oh, this is cute. Almost $300 for a duvet cover. Like,
it's just a
for
fancy
a
word
blanket cover.
Yeah.
For a blanket cover.
It's a bonus blanket.
What?
Yeah, no,
I just thought it was insane.
And we addressed
What
that
about that
before
makes
too.
it $300?
The problem with it is they don't even make them with cool designs on them like Star Wars or anything. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, my point exactly. That's why I was having such a hard time finding one. And then this one looked really cool. It had like pastel pink and blue like swirls, almost like water-ish, but it had like multiple colors. And I was like, oh, I'm down with that. That's the closest thing I'm gonna find for a cool one for, a grown-up bed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like $300. I was like, okay, excuse me, no, I'm just gonna buy 2 children's comforters and sew them together.
I'm talking
Here's
about a
a-
$300 duvet. I'm sleeping on a couch right now.
You'll really appreciate this. On TikTok, I came across one where the guy was talking about his girlfriend having moved in a couple of months before, and she was upset about his Star Wars bed, like his blankets and everything all being Star Wars. So he got new ones, and it was Kraft macaroni and cheese ones. So like the
He must have
sheets
had a
are
small
actual
bed.
like mac and cheese,
Yeah.
but the actual blanket is a blue blanket with the Kraft Easy Mac logo on it.
So,
Fat Aquaman.
I had to ask the question. I had a pause break right there when you said, so you were on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm on
Oh,
TikTok.
jeez. Let me back up to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny shit on TikTok.
Sig
Oh,
sends me
that's a
like
question.
one TikTok
Nowadays.
a day. Did you ever answer
Yeah.
my message? Did that car pee on the other car? Like what?
What? I'd have to-
Some guy, okay, you know how your rear windshield on like a Jeep or whatever has its own little sprayer nozzle
yeah.
to windshield washer fluid? Some guy turned the nozzle so that it'll pee on the car behind him whenever you do that one. It's great.
That's great.
He
God
sent
damn
it to
it.
me, no comment. It's just this video,
Nothing,
and so
just
I'm
video.
like,
You send me that thing? I need to see
I
it too.
don't know if I could find it again that easily, but
it's in
yeah.
our messages. Just go to our messages.
But it's, I mean, yeah, it's on TikTok. It's fucking hilarious,
was-
though.
God.
Yeah, he really sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think TikTok was just overflowing with like the younger kids initially, so a lot of it was cringe. But now it's developed into just posts on the internet. You know,
Yeah.
it's like YouTube was
Everyone-
really weird in the early days, but then it became
I-
a little bit more mainstream, where proper
miss
content
Vine.
got made.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I miss
Vine was
Vine,
great.
so TikTok filled that void. I'm happy.
It's basically
I
the same
skip right
thing.
over. I skip right over all the little, 15-year-old, 14-year-old,
Right.
13-year-old
Yeah.
Like,
evots.
Trying-
My
you are trying
TikTok
to the
is
funny shit.
full of what?
The ones
Trying to
who are
get popular.
trying-
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it depends on what you watch and what you comment on and what you like. Like, it actually changes what's brought up for you. And so, like, my TikTok is all full of like older gay women, and
Queens.
and like parents and what's the other
Pot
thing? That's really
smokers.
no, mine is like really really gay, and then there's moms, and then gay moms.
No, I've got a lot of kink talk and just funny shit.
Oh, I get those every
Yeah.
now and then too. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Kink
Kinky, like actually
side.
kinky,
of TikTok.
That's a
There's,
thing.
there's a whole
Of course
community of
there-
people on
Like
TikTok that are
BDSM
all,
community?
that are all about the
Of course there
kink.
is.
like
I'm like an entire
Shibari, and then St. Andrew's crosses, and I'll terrify you one day. I'll fill you
I
up.
just
Not
see-
on.
I've heard of the
Yes,
first one, not the second one.
I'm in the woods right now.
St. Andrew's cross. It's just an X.
Well, let me just. All right.
One hand, one
Oh,
leg, one leg.
There you go.
Oh,
I like that.
gotcha.
Oh.
Rosa, you have no idea who you're talking to. But
God.
I direct you to the pins in Bill Clinton's. Chat, enjoy.
Anyway,
Baby,
Now I'm
you
curious.
have no idea who you're talking to.
You already know what it is, Beast.
Oh yes, your novel.
Yeah, one of many.
Novel.
he writes fanfic.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Sometimes it's actually safe for work.
I remember getting this. I'm gonna show this on stream. It was this my fetish is me and then also me.
Oh God, let me scroll.
That's pretty good. Okay,
Jedi said that a long time ago.
that I can see you showing on stream. I was like, oh shit, he said he's gonna show something out of Bill Clinton's. And what the fuck?
I need to
That-
die.
that I
Yeah, if you're
understand.
gonna show it in Bill Clinton's,
Yeah, I gotta be careful about that.
you need a spoiler warning.
There's
This
porn above and below that post, so I need to be No,
Cool.
is that even allowed on TikTok, or is it just like
What?
softcore stuff?
No, it's like talking about it. It's like education.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
don't
it's-
get
Yeah,
educated about that shit.
it's educational,
I don't
right?
want anybody. Live demonstration is the only form of education I accept.
You
you
can't just jump into this world. You have to have education. Shibari is the Japanese art of like the pretty ropes. Like, so you start with a basic like handcuff rope, and then
rope bunnies.
Yep. Well, rope bunnies are the people that get tied up.
Yeah. No, but he knows what rope bunnies are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of
rope bunnies appreciate shibari.
The fact that Sig is the one saying that for me. No, that we've done those. We've had conversations about this stuff before. The BDSM test on Gentleman's Club.
Yeah.
That's always a fun conversation.
You have the whole folder of that.
Oh yeah, no, because it keeps getting brought up and people want to know their results. So I just started archiving it so we could bring it. We cannot forget. Some people will take it again and then they'll want me to send them their old results. This is a real conversation we've had.
That happens.
I'm always bothered by the few people that we know are actively trying to get the 100% in everything they can.
Just having fun.
Right. And
because all those people you talk about have taken it real and then started having fun.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just saying, I'm always bothered by that because that's the one they post and everybody's like, really? That's what you feel? No, that's not their real results. Stop it.
No one is 100% anything.
I guess I'm not surprised that thing's on. You know what I find interesting is they killed that side of Tumblr, all for like advertisement reasons and everything. But then
and that killed Tumblr?
Well, they said
as
Tumblr, we won't allow porn anymore, and then the site died, or something.
It was already on its way out. But that
like,
didn't
who
help.
actually bought it? Was it Yahoo?
The process.
Or was it someone else?
I think Verizon owns it now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But then, like,
it's like
Twitter did not do what Tumblr did by any stretch of the imagination. Although they have different filters, and it's
like this dark underbelly and undercurrent of a lot of sites, and like there are discords for this. I'm in at least one of them. They're like Reddit's like this. Twitter I hear is like this, but I don't use Twitter, so I don't know. And it's like you've got the undercurrent of porn that it just is a thing, and you can choose to ignore it, but it's usually there.
We're on the internet.
Sweet summer child.
It will try to...
the rule, the 34th rule, is usually upheld.
I'm sure it exists. Shoot! Don't even wonder any further. It's there.
Well, I know.
And I just think it's funny how many sites fight back against it because there'll always be another site that allows it, and I understand why you don't want that on a site where there can be, certain individuals, but I don't know.
But yeah, to go back to the TikTok thing, yes, I am on TikTok. No, I do not create content on it. I just watch a lot of videos on it.
Yeah.
And apparently there are a lot of people who use it as a platform to promote their OnlyFans account and stuff too. So there's that.
Same thing on Instagram. And Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm pinning that one mentally for later.
What? TikTok for OnlyFans? Okay, Rosa.
Has anybody ever paid for that?
Paid for OnlyFans?
What do you mean? Do you mean like us? No.
Yeah, because I'm aware that people have.
Okay, that's what I thought you were asking for a second, and I was like...
Clearly people do, or we would not be hearing about it nearly as much.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, what?
Oh, God.
I just don't think I've ever met anybody who...
I've had an account on OnlyFans for a long fucking time.
A free one?
I think...
Well, I mean, I have my own personal account on there, and I have paid for one that was like $5 a month for a little while just to see what that was about, but
yeah,
it wasn't.
You gotta respect the curiosity. You spent a lot more and a lot less. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah. I have wasted money on so many things over the years.
Oh yeah.
$5 to figure
how's all this work? $5? I'll do that to find out. Why not? You know.
Fair.
It made me think of Pokemon Go. I added up my spendings, and like they added those remote raids where you could battle the bosses together, and I usually spend $100 in Pokecoins like every several months. I make that shit last.
Jesus.
8 days. 8 days. All my coins are gone.
Mm-hmm. That's how they get you.
No, they didn't get me. I got me.
My life.
I went way too hardcore. No regrets. I had a great time, but I need to slow down.
Not a single letter?
And by slow downs, I mean stop. That was... Because, I mean, each raid is like, what, 70 Pokecoins? Or 70 cents for the X amount of Pokecoins. And because I bought the $100, it was like 14,000, so I get 4,500 in extra coins. And I did, well, I kept, I think, 38 legendaries yesterday, which means I probably did about 50 of those. And the amount of money I spent would have paid for like 90, if that gives you any frame of reference. So, yeah, no, it was quite a time. Quite a time. But my point is, if I can spend $100 on that and make it disappear like that, then there's no way I could thumb my nose at a little bit of curiosity.
So I thought I was going crazy. I was like, where is that music coming from? I never turned off my Spotify. I had just turned it down. And so like all these other songs, I guess, were just quiet enough that I could like just not hear it over my fan. And then a louder song came on, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, hold on, why am I hearing music?
I've had streams a couple times in my at like 2%, right? And forgot them like underneath all my tabs. And they, yeah. Like, what the hell
I had that happen. I had that happen to me the other day, where I was sitting in a Discord call, and for whatever reason, I was just hearing music. I was hearing like this low volume, like kind of creepy music, and then I checked my Chrome tabs, I checked my games, I checked my volume mixer. I was like, off. It just kept coming. I take my headset off to look around. It did stop then, and I was like, and I finally figured out that I was in a Discord call and someone had Rhythmbot join, and I didn't have it unmuted, and it was just like this low volume background music, and I was like, oh god. I had closed everything but Discord. I was like, finally, there
I've joined a couple Discord channels in our own server. People are like, oh, holy shit, I didn't know I was in Discord. Because I always come in loud just to freak them out. And
yeah, or you come into streams talking incoherently.
I have like joined Discord channels and then just like been hanging out there waiting for someone to come around. And then I forget that I'm in a Discord channel. Like, I'm doing shit on my computer. I'm working on digital art. I'm doing other work. And then someone will be like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, oh, my God.
Startle the fuck out of you.
Who are you?
I've had Fortnite open a couple of times where my mic was unmuted, and that's not cool. I've complained about this on the show before. But, yeah, I've stopped doing that. I'm on push-to-talk nowadays because people don't respect anything.
I had that happen the other day, and I called because the guy came to my stream the next day. This is a guy who'd been on my stream, and then he came to my stream the next day. So the story was I was running like endurance. I was running a long defense where you have to kind of let it do its thing, and if you fuck with it, it'll probably lose. And while I come back to find that someone has joined my game and is unintentionally but actively fucking with it, and then when I lost, and so I ended up wasting like an hour of time because this guy had joined on my lobby at 1 a.m. and messed it all up. And then the next day he comes in and is like, hey, can I get an MSK run? I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to pause the breaks here. Well, last night and I go into the story of it. Yeah, it's like you have to respect my privacy and my parties, and it's like this is why I have to play in private because, well, people don't respect it.
Yeah.
I have noted that my constant complaining about whispering me in Fortnite has had a serious impact. I don't get nearly as many random whispers anymore, which is great. I get like 1 or 2 a day.
I don't ever really have like Spotify or something like playing whenever I'm doing stuff on the computer, but I have left Minecraft open unintentionally, like start checking Discord or something and get up to go to the bathroom or whatever and come back and just completely forget Minecraft is running back there and be doing other things, and then suddenly you start hearing the you start taking damage.
Yeah.
And you're like, the fuck is that?
Can we have to pause the cats here?
That one?
Hi, kitty.
Oh, hi, kitty.
Pet the kitty.
My cat's asleep.
My cat is, I have to close my blinds so that it doesn't blind my webcam, but kitty.
My favorite is the creeper explosion, followed by,
Yeah, that is everything that I just lost.
There.
Well, that's the thing though, is like, I don't.
Oh, you can't even see her.
I don't generally like put my character AFK anywhere. like on purpose. I just like paused the game, or and didn't actually pause the game. I just like started looking at Discord and got distracted.
Oh, this is hard.
I've had that happen.
That's what she said.
That cat is just okay with it.
Oh, I wish my cat would do that. He's like, as soon as I pick him up, he's like, yeah, I'd like to leave now.
She lets me do it for a bit.
Oh.
Then she'll curl up on
I
my
wish
lap
my
or
cat was
play.
awake so I could show you guys my kitty.
Oh,
Get it,
I broke-
kitty?
Oh, what's going on there?
Makes sense.
Funny. And then now I've gotten the headset cord stuck all the way around me, and the cat has left.
Oh,
If I pulled my cat off
let-
his sleeping position, I would get scratched. And
Let
a lot
me
of meowing would happen.
let me fix this.
Rosa, you'll appreciate this because you've seen the pictures of the fat dog that I have living here.
Yes.
I was eating a piece of beef jerky, and that fat shit of a dog came over here she's never come over like to the couch where I spend most of my time as much. She came over here and wedged her fat body between the couch and the coffee table and laid down there waiting in case I might give her a piece of this jerky, just looking at me. And I'm like, that begging doesn't work with me. Like, no, but she's just she's so fat she could not get out from between the coffee table and the couch. I had to move the coffee table away for that fat dog to get up. So ridiculous.
My god. My dog looks like a small bear, so I understand.
Yeah.
He's so
she's fucking adorable, but she's like a sausage that's about to burst out of the seams.
He had his little paw surgery the other day. Like what, last week before? It's nothing major. He had really long claws. My dog, Motard, he is fabulous. He is perfect in every way, except you cannot touch his claws. He goes like full Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like, you know how they take animal temperatures, booty. You can take his temperature. You could draw blood from him. You could check his ears and his teeth. Totally fine. Like, it's like an alligator. You do it, right? You touch his paws and he fucking goes psycho. So he has to be sedated to have his nails trimmed. And so he had that done. And it was really funny because I was really nervous because I was like, oh no, he's going to be so pissed when he wakes up because his paws got messed with. I knew when they were bringing him out front because I heard everybody going, oh, he's so cute. And he's dragging the vet tech all around the office because he wants to say hi to everyone. He's 104 pounds. So he was, he was dragging the vet tech until everyone was going, oh, how cute, which of course made him like run to them.
We've lost Sig. Sig's bit rate is...
I can hear you, Sig, but you're kind of...
That's probably one of the better freeze frames I've ever seen. The arm up and everything.
We're getting 60 FPS, except it's split between us now.
Aha.
There you go.
Like on Discord when I was screen sharing.
That's like, it does it at 60 FPS. What Discord fails to tell you is that gets divided by the number of people.
Yeah, all 12 people in the call got 5 frames a second.
There you go.
It was really bad the last time I screen shared on Discord.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'll ever get better. I don't know. Takes a lot of data to stream. Because it needs to send that out to every single person. That can ramp up really quickly. And that's it.
I mean, it's about the same as it has been even since I was on Wi-Fi. It's a little better. It's a little more consistent. But, I mean, it's about the same for me as it's always been.
It varies.
I wonder what it takes for Twitch. Like, does Twitch send it to like a server and then redistribute it or something? That would probably be right because you can't send that direct to direct, and obviously you have to pick a server. So, Discord probably does it P2P directly, and that's why it's so bad when there's multiple people.
I wonder how much data Twitch uses. Probably an insane amount.
It's like YouTube. It's like it's video hosting and stream hosting even more so. I guess is stupid expensive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
Because
a
the
math.
amount of storage you have to process is.
Assume you got 20,000 viewers on a high quality stream with decent internet, all of them, with 8200 bit rate each. That's 164 million what? Megabits a second?
Well, 8200 bits is bit rate is 8200. That's in kilobits, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
And which is 1000 kilobytes a second.
Oh boy.
Which is that's like 1 megabyte a second per person.
Yeah. Give or take.
Oh, math is so boring.
That is cute.
He's a good boy.
What is that? 20 million megabytes? Would that be 20 gigs a second?
20,000 megabytes. So yeah, 20 gigs a second.
20 gigs a second to have 20,000 viewers watching.
That's insane.
3,600 seconds in an hour times 20 gigabits or gigabytes we're at this point. That's 72
great.
terabytes per hour.
For Twitch to host
A
Shroud
20,000
stream or
viewer
whatever.
stream, yeah. Like,
Okay, so I was gonna ask, did it work, Chriselle? Can you actually
Have
watch
to
the
be
video? from
petabytes.
that?
Yeah, it pulls up on the internet browser on my next.
72
Okay.
terabytes
Right
for
over
an hour.
What the?
Such a great.
Thanks for sending me that.
Like this is what I love on TikTok.
What the
It's shit
fuck
like
is
this.
that?
Can I watch this on stream? What am I looking at?
Yeah, I don't think it's
Yeah.
got anything
Oh
that you have to worry
god.
about. Yeah, it's just.
Are you talking about the car?
Yeah.
How do I mute this?
Keep it car.
All right.
Yeah, you don't need to hear it at
I've
all.
never been on a TikTok before. Here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're in for a treat.
It's hilarious.
It's like the windshield cleaner? Or the...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh god.
It looks like a
He's
toy
taking
truck
my
and it
car.
drives off.
peeing on his truck
think-
and then driving away.
Can we get a command to just be like, by the way, ventures later? Do we have that?
No.
Nah, we don't need that.
You just tell
It'll
him
be
to no, never mind.
Nice.
Wait.
But yeah, it's stuff like that I see on TikTok all the time that I just think it's hilarious, and I send stuff to Viral, I send stuff to Rosa, like
Yeah.
you know, all kinds
You can
of
add
random
me
comments.
to the mailing list 'cause that was pretty great.
Well, that's because you don't have a TikTok account.
I mean,
could
I
watch
have
that
a
one.
Discord, and you can, I don't know, go the
Oh,
extra
yeah.
effort. You don't
That's
have
a whole
to.
lot of extra effort. TikTok has an inbuilt system where I can just click another
Okay.
person on TikTok and send it to them.
That's fine, I
It's
guess.
true.
It's fine.
That's probably smart. I refuse to install TikTok though, because it's that's like
Stealing your
sketchy.
data?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Being
can
run
have
by
my,
the Chinese government scares the hell out of me. They
can have my data.
More
Really?
things fall into that category than you might know.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Business investments are a hell of a thing.
I figure if they steal my identity, the worst they're going to do is improve my credit.
Damn.
I did a pretty good job of fucking that all up on my own.
Damn.
Yeah, and if you think Pokemon Go isn't run by the Chinese government, you're fucking insane.
Also
Interesting.
true.
It's owned
And
by
hey,
Niantic,
they got
which-
all your location
Google.
data because they
I thought
have
they
to.
were
right?
a Japanese company, Pokemon.
Oh,
Well, I
whatever.
mean, it's
Yeah,
Pokemon Go is
Yeah.
owned by Niantic, I think.
We're sounding
which
pretty
is-
typical American right about now.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounded pretty racist. Sorry.
Chinese, Japanese, it's just Asia.
It's-
Donna's about to throw
It's
up.
interesting. Japan's an interesting place because, like,
Very
all
different.
of Asia hates them because, well, great example. They have like deep cultural hatred for Japan, like going all the way back to like Genghis Khan. They tried to invade Japan,
Mongol.
got stopped by a tornado, not tornado, a hurricane. And like World War II, Japan gave them plenty of reasons to hate them. That's still held on, even if it's not directly said. They're not happy with each other.
No.
It's
Rosa,
like
you look upset.
Israel and the Middle East. It's like there's this constant tension, so they'll like always be fighting.
Rosa,
Yeah.
you look upset.
I just feel like a lot of his statements, while he thinks are coming from an educated point of view, is from a half-ass educated point of view. And so, as much as I love Choo Choo, and he's usually really, really smart, he sounds really ignorant right now, and it pains me.
Then, like, you can correct me if you want. Like, I'm confidently incorrect right now. Most likely.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
There you
he's
go.
owning
Sounded
that.
like he was guessing.
No,
You couldn't counter without attacking.
I'm not attacking.
That sounded
No,
really
I thought I was just factual.
No, you weren't attacking.
If you got something else to say, what is the truth? I don't know what's going on over there.
I mean, no, he just listed a bunch of things all at once, comparing it. And then I think the biggest, like, what the fuck was when you said Palestine and or Israel and the entire Middle East, when it's Israel and then Palestine, and then it's specific region. It's not the entire Middle East.
Yeah, that's
Middle East has its own issues.
That's fair, and that's a much longer discussion. That's not podcast material.
Right.
I don't know. I looked it
And
up.
then-
It seems like Niantic's an American company. They're based in San Francisco.
I
And then they
really
have
thought it was
offices
They
all
might
over the
have a
world.
headquarters in San Francisco.
Yeah, I know that doesn't mean shit. Like, there are, like,
Right.
what, 250,000 companies based in one building in Delaware just because of tax shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
But, I mean, they have offices all over. I don't know what... It's so hard to find this shit because it's a network.
The
It's like,
entirety
who
of their
does?
actual connection to that building is a fucking index card with their name on it. That's it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
takes
You
up
wanna,
like
like,
1 square inch.
Unplug your camera, or, like turn off, turn it back on again or something?
Wave over your camera.
'Cause
Yeah,
it's
you're
blurry in
You're
a way
blurry.
that's, like, not internet. It might just be out of focus.
Yeah, it does that from time
Yeah.
to time.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, it just needs.
Yeah, I
Mine
figured that
even
wasn't
does
internet.
that.
I know the difference between blur and pixelated blocky, and yeah, you look good now.
Yeah.
And
I don't see the camera.
I don't know what Pokemon Go's stealing, but I don't care.
An interesting thing is like the whole like American but China has a hand in it thing. I find this pretty common. Like Riot Games with League of Legends is a good example of that, where it's like it's Riot Games, it's an American company, except it's majority owned by a Chinese corporation, Tencent. It's like that. That's just kind of like a thing that happens a lot.
Well,
It's like
especially when it comes to technology. Mm-hmm.
Investments, like overseas investments, happen all the time.
Yeah, we're way out of my depth.
Anyways, next subject.
Oh, fun!
Yeah. Oh, fun. What's that? I have a burger.
Why am I?
What's going
Oh,
on,
we do
Sig?
have a burger.
You
I
all
like
right?
to imagine that you just, like pulled that off of your desk and it's been sitting there since.
Random DM asking me what my favorite video game is.
It has been actually.
Oh no.
Minecraft, obviously.
I felt horrible because I was in a friend's stream yesterday, and I just started talking about Pokemon as I do, and he's like, "Oh wow, check Discord." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "What about Discord?" He's like, "Your friend requests." I'm like, "Which one is you?" He's like, "This one," because and my friend was like, "Which one is you?" Jesus
Right.
Christ. Like, I always have a pending checklist of people I've been ignoring for a while, and so I accept his friend request. There's still going on about Pokemon. He wants me to add him. I'm like, "Oh, you don't know who I am." Okay. Like, not that I'm special or anything. I just mean, like, my friends list is full always, dude. I don't know you. I'm sorry, but and then he's asking me questions about Pokemon, and I'm like, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into? I've just tried to be nice and accepting a friend request. I am now this guy's source of information.
He's your best friend now.
I don't want to be mean to the kid, but I don't have time to continue this relationship.
You're dumping him.
I might be. I told him to join our Discord if he wants to add people, and then I was like, oh, you should add people from the pin. He's like, the what? I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Because, they don't actually join the Discord when I pin it the first time. He didn't think I was serious or something. But I'm like, no, really, if you want to, fast as a Minecraft day. Why does my sister text me this right now?
20 minutes.
No, I'm going to tell her 12 minutes.
12 minutes a day and 8 minutes a night, isn't it?
Is she
The
still
night
playing
is
Minecraft?
8.
How's she enjoying that?
Well, technically it's 6 and 10 with, I think, half a minute for the Dusk and Dawn or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
She has never played Minecraft, I don't think. Or it's like a minute.
Oh.
I don't care. Yeah, 12 day, 8 night is...
I
for all
thought she
intents and
started
purposes.
playing. Was it last time we talked? She
She
was asking about a
inquired.
server.
No steps have been taken.
An interesting thing about that is like I avoided watching like Dreams videos on YouTube. Like they got recommended forever because I was a Minecraft. Because I have Minecraft on my feed, and then I avoided it forever because I like hated the titles and thumbnails. And like I finally watched one. I was like, you know what, this is actually really good. Actually,
I
really
fucking love his content.
Yeah, like the Minecraft manhunt stuff that he does. That's pretty much all I've watched. Yeah. Phenomenal. It's like. Yeah. It's more thrilling than a damn action movie. It's crazy.
Him and Bad Boy Halo and them? Yeah.
Him, Bad Boy Halo, George, and Sapnap, I think, are the names.
I've heard of that guy before. Yeah, those show up on my recommended all the time.
Those are great videos.
I love that Akova is saying, really, it always seems like the nights are longer than the days. That would be the perception, huh? They are not.
Yeah, it feels like
you think it is, but I mean, it's not, but you think it is.
That's the one that matters. You know, the 12 minutes is just default, and then the night is this thing you're constantly weathering, you know? Time flies and you're having fun type shit. When it's easy, it goes faster, but it's...
especially at night if you have to deal with like mobs. You know, it's like, you don't have a proper house set up. Like my island to this day.
Nope, you cut out to this day.
Oh,
to this day, half of my island in Minerva Season 4 isn't lit up. So like I go out at night, and you better believe every mob on the server is there because everyone else lit up their stuff and I didn't.
Like you're falling behind
every mob's there.
No, the two longest things that happen in Minecraft is rain when you don't want it and not rain when you do want it.
And it's never a thunderstorm.
Rain can be tricky too because a lot of the one-player sleep things we use, I think, reset the weather. So I haven't had like a legitimate impression on my experience in a while. I don't genuinely know the rain cycle because it's always fucked with on our servers. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't have any concept of the regular patterns. I've spent a huge amount of my hours playing Minecraft with weather that is not legitimately maintained. Because we'd have like a lot of our old one-player sleep commands would just /weather clear million like by default as well. So it just never rains, especially not a thunderstorm.
Well, see, that's a problem though when you're playing in like Skyblock, for instance, and you need the rain so you have a water source.
That's helpful.
You know?
Or
then you're waiting for rain, and it's just like
sleeper.
Not happening.
Would that be cauldrons and then a bucket?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Interesting that you have
Or
that.
cauldrons, water botters, and then put that into it.
Depending on what mod pack you're playing, yes, sometimes.
Oh, now we're into mods. All right, I'm checking out. I was trying to think
of methods of turning
Skyblock
rain
is a
into
form of
water.
modded Minecraft.
No, that makes sense though, because cauldrons you can fill them up with rain and then pick it up with a bucket. Then the bucket can transfer that fake water into real water. And now you've got an infinite source if you can get 2 of those.
Yep.
Then you'll never need rain again.
Yep.
Which is interesting. I find that, does rain fertilize crops yet? Or not fertilize, but till the soil?
It does.
It
Only
doesn't
for a
till
month,
the
though.
soil.
Right.
I mean,
I'm
it
finding
makes
the wrong words.
Hydrate?
Irrigate.
Yes.
I think irrigate. Irrigate is what you're looking
Oh,
for.
irrigate if you're referring to form.
It does that
Rain-
in Stardew Valley too, so
rain
you don't
does
have to worry
not.
about it for the day.
Yeah, it should. I mean, I understand why it doesn't. I mean, that,
Yeah.
nothing happens automatically when you're programming a game, but it would make sense. A lot of people ask me why my name is Minerva. It has never been Minerva.
No, it's never. It was always.
I have never
Minerva's
been Minerva.
It's the community.
Yeah. I want to say it's the Discord group, but like it's really just the community that collects on Discord. I mean,
That communities.
used to be Skype, and then we were all over the place back in those days. I had people on Skype largely, but I had members of Minerva who were on Snapchat. I had phone numbers. I had Xbox still. Some people I only talked to on Twitter. Yeah, Discord was a savior. That was nice.
I mean, before Discord, I mostly did Skype. I remember like there may be very few people who remember this now, but like 2013, 2014, MC PvP, Minecraft Hunger Games, back when that was like all the rage.
Yeah.
Handling that through Skype group chats and just like one-on-one calls back when I was, like middle school, freshman year of high school. That was where it was at.
I'm starting to have that feeling on Pokemon because of the inviting with the raids. I got people I only know in game. I got people in the Minerva Discord. I've got people in my local community Discord, and I'm just bouncing between everything, just trying to get it all sorted.
Yeah.
And it's a hassle getting things organized.
It's a shame though that that's how it is. Where it's like it kind of is Niantic's fault. You can't communicate on people because I'm pretty sure you would just like invite your friends and be like, come to Discord, let's talk here, but you can't.
They are very super PG, and they know that a younger audience does play Pokemon Go, so any form of communication between players is not something they want or will even attempt to regulate, so they just don't allow any communication. Which sucks because...
Name all your different Pokemon, join my Discord, and then...
Yesterday during GoFest, my buddy was nicknamed Inv Me Please. So I could get invited to those raids. And that worked. I was busy. Holy shit. Right now it's just Beast on YT. Which I can now do, because if you search Beast, I actually show up, so I can do that now.
Yeah.
I used to be
Mr. Beast.
Yeah, it used to be X Mr. Beast X on YT, but now it's a little bit slicker.
Yeah.
Or no, my name was X Mr. Beast X, and then my buddy was always on YouTube. That kind of worked out. But that's it. Before I changed it yesterday, it was just Beast1234 on Discord. But then I realized I started declining every single Discord friend request, so that never really went anywhere if anybody tried to reach out through that medium. Because there are legitimate meetups that need to happen. I have so many people on my list marked as a 4, meaning I don't know them or how I'm friends with them, but we're the max friendship level, and I need to talk to these guys so we can trade. I have no idea how to get in touch. I opened their gifts. I can see that they are local. Like, based on where it was opened, like, Links in the Minerva Discord has been sending me gifts from the Mall of America. I'm like, dude, you are within 15 minutes from me. What the hell? Anyway, that's a different story. But it's like, I don't know how to contact these people. I have no idea how to...
Sometimes I save gifts from when I traveled just to fuck with people.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Oh, you're back home in California? No.
You might remember Random Posts. He's in my streams in and around sometimes. He visited Minnesota for a brief amount of time, got a bunch of gifts from the mall, and then just started sending them only to me. Just to fuck with
Happy
me.
birthday.
I was like, what? And I don't remember where he said he lives, but it is not Minnesota. And it was like, you fucking son of a bitch. And he just sent me one, like, within the recent week, so I know he's holding on to those gifts just for me. Or he came back. And if that's the case, then double fuck you. Like, why would we not meet up? Why are you teasing me like this?
You're gonna blue ball his friendship? I don't know.
It's become a difficult thing, though, with a lot of these people I can't contact, because people from the Discord are active in these raids, and I want to have them at it, but what's more important? You know, best friends, potential lucky trade, a guy who I know is local that if I found out a way to communicate with him would be nice to have on my list, or somebody on Discord that I am actually playing with right now. I don't know yet. A lot of those people I don't know are active with gifts, so I don't know what to do. I'm only going into this so deep because I feel like there's a lot of parallels to other games that have no form of communication, where like this is just a hassle.
Although what other games don't have communication?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, I suppose most games now have that.
I mean,
all the games that don't have communication that I play are playing by myself. I don't have other people.
Right, they're
them.
single player.
I mean,
you can talk to people in Animal Crossing, like.
Yeah. I guess a lot of games that are like specifically more have a larger audience of younger kids. They probably want to have.
But that's why I brought up Animal Crossing.
But yeah, I mean, even Animal Crossing is the exception to that. But
I think the younger audience is just a big problem. I remember when Club Penguin had that chat room? Instant pedophiles.
Yeah.
I mean, instant.
Yeah.
That's immediately what happens. And I get it. If you had DMs on Pokemon Go, that's where it would go sometimes. And
oh, shit.
Whoa,
my back cracked when I did that stretch. Yeah.
It's like it's a sad thing. You know what's gonna happen. You know what can happen. It's a shame. It's like you give people a way to communicate. Therefore, you will get people who have ideas that are contrasting.
And the way that I look at it is we're talking like the 1% here spoiling it for everybody else. Because a communication in-game DM system would be fantastic.
Obviously, pedos should die.
Okay.
But parents should also monitor their children's internet activity.
That's true.
True.
And as the only one here with a crotch goblin, I say that on my highest of pedestals.
I don't think any child playing Pokemon Go, which requires a smartphone with data, doesn't have a parent that is at least in some way supporting that. You know.
Well, I mean that in like general, because you're talking about
No,
the
that's what I'm
Club
saying.
Penguin and like other kids getting on shit. Like,
I'm saying I can't think of a way a
What?
child would play Pokemon Go and not have a parent that would be able to monitor that stuff.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like trying to look at it from both sides here. Like as the kid, you want the freedom, you want to be able to do what you want, but as the parent and the person responsible, you want to protect them. You want to keep them safe because there is stuff out there that you don't want them to find.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially
Or be
not a young age, because I mean the formative years go for a long time. It's like how formative it is, you can debate that, but it's like, and when's a good age that you can let your kid on the
I
internet?
think the government decided
don't.
18.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Which I
mean,
think
I
is a good number.
honestly, right. Honestly, I don't think Clark is gonna have unmonitored internet until he is 17 or
poor
18.
kid.
And I don't mean like the weird shit boys like to look at. I will turn a blind eye to that. But I'm gonna make sure he's not going off to meet someone in the middle of the night, you know?
Okay,
Fair.
that I agree. I was.
that's fair. It's like he wants to type in a site that starts with P and ends with something else.
Right.
Then you know,
Right. And I'm just
he's
gonna
going to.
ignore that, right?
What, stay-at-home hub?
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
Pornhub,
Yeah,
my favorite
Cornhub.com,
agriculture.
agricultural meat and
Corn
grease
tub.
site.
Corn tub. Yeah, I will totally ignore corn tub. Like, I will turn a blind eye to that. That is whatever. But if he's in some random chat room, I'm gonna be like, well, what is this? I mean,
Yeah.
I won't say that.
Who are your online friends that'll appear to be old men?
Right. I mean, luckily, my husband and I are techie, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna be like,
Yeah,
but
that brings up
Yeah,
a
I
really
mean, you're,
interesting.
well, yeah, you're smart enough that if you wanted to, you could install a keylogger.
I'm curious though. I'm very very interested in like, because I know like people like my age, Beast age. You're a little bit older, Sig, Rose, like Rochelle, but I know people my age and Beast age. Our parents are the type where they didn't know, but we do. So like when people that are my age become parents, I'm curious how it's gonna happen. And the reason I excluded like Sig from that is because I feel like you kind of grew up with everything. Like you learned it as it happened, while I'm learning it after the fact, if you will.
I'm the same age as your parents, dude.
My parents are
No,
20
you're
20 years
not.
older than you. My parents are 55.
No, I'm saying
we
the
are
people who
closer
on the-
in age to his parents than we are to him. But
the people who
Yeah.
populate the internet right now that are all acting like their parents don't know shit. I'm the same age as those people's parents, is what I'm saying.
oh yeah.
Like, there are a lot of 14, 15-year-old kids out there on the internet right now that are making a big thing out of the fact that their parents don't know shit about the internet. I sure fucking
Mhm.
do.
I
Akova's
know.
older than me. He knows a fucking ton about it.
Makes me think of that dramatic Tumblr post
It's
where,
a matter of whether or not the person put in the effort to learn.
where
Right.
the parents said that kid
My
was
father's
spending too much
never-
time on the internet, and they're like, "I'm sorry, but I have to do this," and then they delete the Internet Explorer icon from the desktop.
I have to delete the internet.
It's like, oh
Like-
fuck, that didn't
Oh
do anything.
no!
Right.
What
it's all
have you done?
subjective. My adoptive dad is the one who like really introduced me to World of Warcraft, and he is total tech, like, I don't know. He's explained his job 20 billion times. It goes in one ear and out the other, but it's something heavily in the tech field.
Let me just boot up WoW and do /played real quick, because this is going to be a really scarily large number.
There's
Oh
a
my
balance though
God.
to it all, because like if I grew up with the kind of monitoring that Donna's kid seems to be getting, I'd have been miserable. I would have had a very, very rocky childhood.
Why? Were you being sneaky? Were you doing things you were not
The
supposed
kind
to
of
be
person
doing?
who just doesn't want that lord shit. I would hate that, and I was
But
a
that's
very
the thing, though.
All right.
Rosa's not talking about like fucking being over his shoulder constantly. She's not gonna helicopter him.
but
No, I'm just gonna monitor it remotely like a good tech.
You can be involved and not.
He doesn't
helicopter.
have to know.
oh,
I'm gonna-
Like I said, if he's just looking at corn tubs and talking to his friends about Minecraft and Fortnite, like
I think I'm
gonna be like la la la. I don't see anything.
I had one conversation where my mom brought up Facebook DMs where I talked about her, and that was as far as that ever got. Like the fallout of that was way worse than whatever I was doing on Facebook that day, and she stopped reading my messages there on out.
I feel like though your relationship with your parents is so casual,
and that's why I say it's case to case.
I am way too high strung for that.
Right. Although she also got her filling with my sister, who, I mean, they just share each other's texts anyway. Like my mom is up to date with my sister's social life as much as my sister is. It's kind of funny how they're like, my mom's reliving her childhood with my sister, kind of thing.
Yeah,
we all know the type.
The whole vicarious living thing, not something I'm a fan of.
Yeah, that doesn't last long with me.
Yeah, if we're gonna...
Oh, go ahead.
God, approximate time played. Starting last August and ending like 2 months ago, 57 days played. Double it to 120 for account for other players. That's since last August.
That's too much time.
Oh,
yeah. I got scared because Fortnite finally started displaying the real amount of hours played. And let me see if I still have the thing. Oh, I have Fortnite open. Oh shit. Oh, okay. It's loading up now. Just want to get a number real quick. Is it gonna round for me, or is it gonna give me a real number? It's taking a while. Oh goodness. Am I gonna have to approximate from the last number I saw? There we go. 169 days, 6 hours and 30 minutes.
Oh boy, how do you see that?
You just pull it up on the launcher there. It should just I can even show it real quick. It'll just be time played right there. So that would be 169, and this is like real hours. Whenever I boot up the game, it might be ticking right now just because I'm sitting in the menu, so I don't truly know. But that is just a quick times 24, 4,062 hours in Fortnite, which is more than I thought it would have been by a lot.
Why would
that's more than I have. I only have 85 days.
Why would you think that would be a lower number? Like,
I don't know.
Damn game.
All the websites that had told me anything. Oh, sorry, I just closed Fortnite and goofed things up. All the websites that told me anything, I figured it would have been 2 hours, maybe, or 2,000 hours, maybe a little more. Yeah, not quite what that number gave me. So that was a nice little wake up call there. And yeah, that was something. So you were subbing at a high school. Kit Kat Love 17. I just read that as lover. On Twitch, you're saying they were subbing at a high school, and a kid mentioned about 4chan, asking them, "Hey, do you know what 4chan is?"
That's
and it's like, wait, what? Why are you talking to me about 4chan? Or why would I not know what it is?
You should not know what 4chan is.
Because kids think that grown-ups don't know anything.
And for a lot of years, that was, at least about the internet, pretty true, but not anymore.
You know, it's not as true as you think it is. We grown-ups just play dumb. Oh no! What is it? Tell me about it.
They want to hear what you know about it.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been trying to teach my grandma how to use her smartphone for a number of years. And she's gotten it pretty well a little recently. Yeah. But it's foreign.
It's funny when I had my brother. I'm 6 years older than my brother. I'm 6 years older than him, and I had custody of him for a few years while he finished out high school. And so like, you know, I'd be his parent at the parent-teacher conferences and whatnot. And when he'd go to drill meets, I was the parent there, and his friends were always astounded that I knew things about like games and like, you know, kid stuff. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not that old. and second of all, what? Like what?
We exist on the same planet at the same time.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. I think it was, what, Daniel said, I know my parents don't know half the things on the internet. I don't know what his parents are up to, but I know my parents are pretty surface level consumers at best. Like, my mom uses Facebook and email and Amazon. And not
I think
my dad knows more than I do.
It's a matter of personal choice of
how
involved.
Is totally case to case, but
and how much you want to learn and how much you want to know about like what everything is online and such.
I love knowing about it though.
I had a lady I work with just day before yesterday hand me her phone and say, "You know this internet stuff. Find my email on there so I can tell her my email."
That's my coworker.
And I was like, "You don't know your email address? Like,
How did
don't
you
know how to
make
find
it?
on here."
You have to log in with it every time.
You're telling me you
Like,
have an email. So how did you make it that far and you can't access it?
And I was still like, okay, I'll try. And I was like, is it a Gmail account, a Yahoo account? Is it an AOL account? Like, what is it?
Wincing
like,
as
I
you
don't
say
know.
it, please don't be an AOL account.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know. I was like, fuck, I can't help you.
Did you guys have AOL accounts? I know Sig did. Because he's old.
I think I did at one
Did
point,
you?
but I quickly switched over to beta Gmail.
I think it was phased out when I was young enough to know that I had friends who had it, and then just like MySpace, like that went away right as I was starting the internet.
Yeah. 'Cause
Do-
I had
Sig, do you
Gmail.
remember away messages?
Oh yeah. Where if anybody
was like-
messaged you, it would automatically send them back a message
Right. So it was like
saying,
it
"I'm
was
not
like
at my
fun.
computer" or whatever.
Right, and you always did funny ones. Thank you.
Mhm.
You do funny ones like people in the 90s did with like voicemails. You'd be like, "I'm busy being abducted by aliens. Catch you later." Like,
Yeah.
What was your first screen name?
Oh hell, I don't remember. That was
Do you
30
really not remember, or is it so embarrassing
No, I
that
genuinely
you don't want?
remember.
Mine is always like strangely formal. It's just my last name and my first name. And
Oh, that's-
More often than not, my
that's
usernames on the internet have been some iteration of my name, not some random, just
yeah.
fucking being a kid.
I think I was really into
And-
Hellboy when I was a kid, and that was my offline Xbox name. Just distraught when I got Xbox Live and that was taken. Shocker.
Yeah.
And the next Mr. Beast X was born.
Right. What about you, Choo Choo?
My
What was your
old
first screen
name.
name?
My old name was Hodges 90245, which I think is still my Steam name. But it was like that was something my dad came up with, and it said like, okay, we got you your first gaming system. I'll come up with the name because I was a 10-year-old. So
Yeah.
My first AOL, it was AOL. My first screen name was Blind Skater Girl with like drop the vowels, right?
That's like the most 2000 name ever.
Was it spelled with an 8? Tell me it was spelled with an
it was
8.
like I think it was
Please.
like 98 that we made this.
SK8R.
Oh yeah, it was
tell
definitely
me.
with an 8. Yes. It was definitely
That's great.
with an 8. And blind skater, like that was a brand
Was
new
a 1?
skateboard. I had a blind skateboard. So yes, that was. Now I'm way too uncoordinated to write. So don't ask. I don't. I'm so clumsy. I never should have written it back then. Luckily, I never broke anything.
Yeah.
I
But,
don't remember AOL at all, but or at least any usernames or anything on there. I'm sure they were all just normal stuff. But I do remember when I transferred over and started a Hotmail account,
Oh yes, Hotmail was my second account.
and that one was toast@hotmail.com. And then
Mine
after that, it went back to just being all
That's the
just.
Weird Al Yankovic song. No, that's something else.
That's Bob and Tom in the morning or whatever.
Oh, that's
radio
I don't know
show.
why I thought Weird Al Yankovic, but I don't know. That was in like the same genre to me.
Mhm.
But yeah, I used to be
All around
able
the country, coast to coast. People
Yeah.
always say, "What do you like most?" I don't want to brag. I don't want to boast.
I always
I
tell
always
them I
tell
like
them
toast.
I like
Gold.
toast.
Yeah, toast. Yeah, it's great.
It's Haywood Banks, I believe.
Yeah, that's who it is. I have one of these. It's a PDA. Oh, here's my Google.
Oh,
my
way
Lord.
back, yeah.
Yeah,
Why do you
this
still have
actually
that?
worked at one point because I think it's funny to just have sitting on my desk like it's a functioning piece of equipment next to my remote control keyboard.
Where we could see the eyes on your
Oh, yeah.
camera.
There-
I forgot you did that.
I put eyeballs on
Mine
it.
looks exactly the same. I have googly eyes on mine.
Here's my microphone too. You might be able to see that.
Oh,
oh god,
And also don't forget. Here's
here's my microphone. It's this thing. It's not very good.
Googly eyes.
Oh my God, he's giving everything.
Wait. Actually, no. This is funny because I think me, Sig, and Beast have the exact same headset.
Yeah, Logitech.
Well,
We all do.
He's recommended
Logic G430. We all
solid
have.
piece of equipment.
It's not.
My
By the way,
second pair.
It's a little tight on my head, but
It's 5 seconds up.
yeah, this is my first one. It's a little tight on my head. Every headset except this old. I have it over here somewhere. Except this old headset, wireless headset that I got in 2012. Every single other one I have is tied on my head, except this one.
Interesting. Yeah, I got this second one because after like a first year of use, the cups were just disgusting. I washed them in the washing machine and it just wrecked them.
I just got new cups.
Yeah. I bought new cups. I didn't debate it. I did it, but they were like off-brand crappy. I don't think you can get official ones, and I figured, you know what? What are the like?
The whole new set's $45.
$35. I was like, I'm just gonna buy a new, because I had spent about $10-15 on cups that were trash. So I spent another $10-15 on like $20 on premium cups that were trash. I'm like, I could have just gotten another headset.
Well, I had the original pair of 430s because you recommended them, and my dad gave me a set of 930s that were the wireless counterpart.
Remember,
they're machine washable, Daniel.
Yeah, I
looked
smashed
up.
the fuck out of those.
Yeah,
They're not.
But
You're
those I had taken the ear cups off of the original G430s and put them on the 930s because they were more comfortable ear cups. So yeah.
And if you think about fabric touching your skin, shifting here and there, picking up dead cells, after about a year, you should just do yourself a favor and either clean that out or replace it anyway. Or get a leather cup which you can wipe off.
Grease and, well, everything that I'm
So that was the problem with the 930s was they had that fake leather bullshit cup that it sucked.
I wish I had saved my old cups to show you guys. I just threw them away like yesterday, because they were gross. They were so gross.
There's still that
so
tiny
I
little
also
blood
wear
stain from that
makeup,
scab that one time.
and then there was also like wig glue on it, and like I've cleaned them off. I clean them off all the time, but they were like crap. I had abused. I used them and abused them.
This is just a $20 headphone set.
I attempt to minimize it by never. Well, I never put these on first thing in the morning, unless it's like a time-sensitive video that I need to do right now. I always try to shower before I get going, and that does go a long way.
I don't know.
But it's never gonna. I mean, 8 hours into a stream, it doesn't matter if I showered to start. Like, the damage is back. It's it's done.
The damage is done. My policy on showering is I always shower before bed because like I hate the idea of like going to bed dirty. Which I feel like if you shower in the morning, and then you get the whole day's worth of bullshit on you, and then you just go to sleep and all of that. No, it's like I always shower before bed.
We've talked.
I shower before bed. I go to bed
thing.
clean, and then I wake up, and then I get dirty, and then I shower it all off, and then go to bed.
I do the same. I shower once I get home from work normally, just because like I get covered in oil and grease and iron dust and all that other stuff, and then if I get that on anything else, it's going to be a problem because it does not come off easily. And I mean, my hands are still stained with iron dust and such, and it's not a great fun time.
No.
So
I sweat at all. The moment I get home, I take a shower because the South is disgusting. I really want to go back to dry California. This place is so gross.
I don't know why I enjoyed this, but it makes me think of the day one Pokemon Go Fest, where we had everything. It was hot and humid and somehow cloudy and rainy, but also extremely sunny. So I was, me and my friends as well, I was not alone, was wet and dripping, and half the time it wasn't even sweat. Like, it was just rain from earlier. And it was all of the combinations. But I enjoy talking about this, or I enjoyed it at least, because I kind of just committed to the whole today is not going to be a clean day kind of mentality. So I didn't care. If it rained, I was like, okay, I'm wet now. If I'm sweating, I'm like, yeah, I'm walking around in the heat. Of course I am. Like, I just committed to not being clean that day and enjoyed the hell of it. I was like, yep, nope, today's going to be a sticky day. That's how it's going to be. You're not going to catch those shiny sitting indoors, or at least not as many. Yeah. And I am okay with that. You better believe I had the best shower immediately after. I mean, that was priority one getting home. I didn't sit down on anything until I just peeled my clothes off and cleaned everything. And
that again feeds in the mindset of why I always shower at night, because it's like, however, whatever way you stretch it and whatever degree, whatever you do from the day is going to get you dirty. So I have to get rid of that before I sleep. It has to happen.
So as of now, I'll have to see how the new house treats me, but I sleep in a very hot room, period. I have a big, I might even be able to show you, just, I don't know if
computer?
Podcast can't even see this, but there's a big fan behind me.
Bed.
Blowing straight on me, and I'll still wake up dripping. Like, it doesn't matter. A shower before bed is a waste of soap. If I'm just gonna shower in the morning, then whatever.
Man, my room's hot as hell. I have my computer here. Computer's right here. Throws all of the heat at me to start with, so my room is hot because it vents towards everything
else. You're wearing a sweater.
Yeah, as I'm wearing a sweater. That was more for the podcast.
Right. Yeah.
I normally wouldn't be doing this, but like, a room's hot, and the bed's right there, computer's right there, so there's like a 10-foot gap. It gets hot in here. But we actually did, for the first time in like 8 years, we're like actually gonna, I think, get AC. I think it's gonna finally happen. And then I get to go back off to college.
Barry's in the stream chat saying the hurricane brought the best weather because it made it windy in Pokemon Go, so the dragons were boosted.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
That's so terrible. That's funny, but so terrible.
And I totally know what he means too. So all the legendary dragon raids were weather boosted, so they were a higher CP. Everything out in the wild was stronger. I love that. I love that. It also means that the hurricane was probably not that bad. So
I don't remember which hurricane it was, but I remember it was probably 15 years ago or so. I don't remember the name of the hurricane, but my brother and a couple
sounds about right.
of his friends went out to the beach during a hurricane, and during a hurricane that was coming our way, at least.
Sure,
and,
as you do.
They went out to the beach to go surfing because there was better surf before the hurricane. And got interviewed by the news team that came out to check it out. And the couple of them were just like, oh yeah, well we better waves and everything. We figured we'd get out here and try and get some surfing in. We're not worried about the hurricane. And the one out of the three was just like, oh yeah, dude, you gotta just get out there and fucking, and just totally surfer boyed it up on purpose.
Was he that guy?
It was the dumbest shit ever.
Wait.
And it was so fun. And they ended up on the news.
I think I've seen that clip.
Maybe? I don't know.
Looking it up.
God. I'm trying to find this. There's a
guy news clip.
I've heard of that.
No, there's a lot of them, but this was one of the like local news things. It wasn't anything big deal or anything.
Was it
like
Huntington Beach?
No, Charleston, South
so it
Carolina.
definitely wasn't this guy. I'm gonna play this just for like 2 seconds. Everybody will know what it is.
Just like, dude, you
Front
got
beach
to
olive oils.
ever, dude.
There's an old clip from Dragon Ball Z Abridged that I'm trying to find where it's like the desolation, the horror. What is this, New Orleans?
Yeah,
it's a really old episode.
There were a lot of people like doing that sort of stuff. They brought like their boat fans and all the stuff while we were in our Humvees and our like 50-pack fans and LMDVs and such. And yeah, there were like these guys that had like fan boats. They're not boat fans. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, fan boats. And they just had like these giant trucks that they brought to wherever they could get them to, and then they just offloaded their boat and helped out where they could.
Boat fans.
They're called the Cajun Navy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I love boats.
I love the Cajun Navy so much because after Florence, the county I live in was hit like the hardest, and Red Cross didn't help us at all.
Oh wow.
They kind of abandoned our county. They never had it this far east. They actually never came to the coast. They helped like the kind of hit places. It was so stupid. But the Cajun Navy came out with their lifted trucks and their fan boats, and they were saving people. And like the local government was like, you shouldn't, they're not official. You're not saving anybody. But these rednecks with their hound dog in the boat are coming up and taking people out of houses that are flooded, and they're standing on their roof.
Yeah.
So like, you want to tell us not? Shut up.
Accept
fuck
whatever
is
help
that?
you can get.
Yeah.
Don't try and tell me not to accept the help.
Same sort of
No,
thing
yeah.
happens to us down in Harvey. There were a lot of like animals that were displaced, and they were like large livestock animals like horses, cows, goats, pigs, all this other stuff, and dogs and cats that needed to be rescued. And a lot of them didn't make it, and it was super sad. And yeah, but like there were a lot of volunteers that immediately jumped in there before the SPCA took over and did what they could with their resources and money to actually help out and such.
That reminds me, speaking of animals, there was a woman here after Florence who rescued like literally 100 animals.
Aw.
And
A hell of a tally.
And then they
Yeah.
tried to arrest her for having too many animals because she wasn't an official rescue. And there was mass outcry. They let her go like immediately because everyone was like, "We will literally riot
Yeah.
if you arrest this woman for saving the kitties and puppies." Like, what?
Yeah. She's
like
not abusing them. She's not selling them for profit. She's not trying to do anything
She
bad.
literally like was driving around because when we evacuated fast.
Yeah.
Especially specifically the town I live in, because the Marine Corps didn't let the Marines go until literally the last minute. And so a lot of people couldn't evacuate, and the people that could evacuate left the last minute. So there were a lot of pets left behind. And so this woman just went around and gathered them and then took them back to her house. And like, they're like, "You're not an official rescue. You don't have the proper facilities."
Okay.
I'm glad that ended up nice.
They would be dead.
What? Yeah, they would be dead.
They would be dead.
And
Eating
there
each other. Like,
were a lot of horses that didn't make it. And such.
That's something. Here's a bit of social commentary. My continuing social commentary is that the people don't really think this, but definitely the governments, they create systems to like streamline and standardize like help and that like rescue and fire and this and that, and then they turn around and say if someone just tries to be a good person and do it themselves, then they get mad at them. But it's like right there with the people like getting at the rescue. It's like you don't need. It's like what I've done in my job. You don't need a green sword to denote the fact that you're allowed to help. You can just help.
yeah. So, Florence, we were evacuated for 3 weeks. We left like the day before the hurricane hit. We were in Tennessee for 3 weeks. We thought we'd be there for like a week. We'd go. The hurricane would come through, and we'd be able to come home and assess damages. It was so flooded. There's a northern and a southern entrance to this county because it's the middle of nowhere, right? Both ways were completely flooded. There was no way in and out, so we could not come home if we wanted to. For 3 weeks, we were living out of hotel. And right. And FEMA was like, "Oh,
savings.
we'll help you."
Yeah.
You know when I heard from FEMA? 2 days after we got home.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, if you need a hotel, we'll pay for it."
Yeah. How about reimburse
I'm
me some of that
home now.
$6,000 I just spent on hotel rooms?
Literally, because then we couldn't just like go to the cheapest hotel. I've got 2 giant dogs, so it had to be hotels that allowed it, and we weren't getting fancy rooms. Like this was like a little room with me, my 2 giant dogs, my husband, and my son in it for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it was
easily $100 a night minimum. Probably 120 to 130
That's
per
a
night.
cheap option too.
Yeah, if you were getting the best deal possible. Yeah.
I will say, in all of that mess, props to Asheville, Tennessee, because their zoo let evacuees come for free. So we had some entertainment while we were
Some
stuck
place
in
to
these
go
hotels.
while you were stuck in hotels. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually had a lot of places, but we ended up only going to the zoo because then Clark had an ear infection and we had to just hang out in the ER and then hunker down. But no.
Hotels
Government
are a
sucks.
scam.
The government sucks.
Aren't hotels like extremely cheap in some parts of the world?
They can.
Yeah, if it's not a touristy place.
Speaking of hotels, I've always had this thought process that like, you know, they have those like gamer houses that people like you always hear about and everything. There's, like the
The
community
team
house.
houses.
Mhm.
Whatever. Why would somebody not buy like a motel, like a roadside motel, and
Fix it up,
convert that for like a gaming community
They're gamers,
housing
Sig.
thing?
They just want to buy the mansion and have that ready to go.
Right. They just want to look cool. A
Yeah.
motel doesn't look as cool as a
You
mansion.
get what I'm
looking
saying, though?
giant- Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Everybody have their own space, of course, and basically
That's
their
totally
own
something
home
that
within the
we
same
would
building.
do, but that's not something that these bougie bitches would do.
I did look into it a little bit, and apparently getting it up to code so that it's single family dwellings
Mm-hmm.
is a whole nightmare of a thing because they all have to have their own electrical setup and rerun all the electrical, because as a hotel it's all on the same electrical. If the power goes out for one room,
Oh, you
Right.
just broke my brain. Rewiring for every single room to have its own.
yeah,
You might
Its
as well
own
just
one.
rebuild
That's
the
a
building.
huge
It's on.
that's essentially what you'd have to do is just build from the ground up. You'd have to tear down 2/3 of it to even make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Apparently, like they've it's been done for low income housing and stuff. Apparently, in some places, to provide for the homeless community or something like that. But yeah, I was thinking, well, that'd be kind of cool just to pick a spot and fucking buy a little roadside motel and start converting it. And then I started
Yeah.
reading more into it, and it was like, holy shit, the codes.
Well, what about like apartments?
they-
Not all apartments are wired separately for
yeah.
electricity. So if it wasn't technically a single family dwelling, if it was like an apartment style, you wouldn't have to have it wired differently. So that would be a different set of codes.
Well, see,
Yeah.
that's the other part of it, though, is if I were to own the whole thing, for instance,
Mhm.
and it was mine, and I was just renting the rooms to you
Yeah.
guys or something,
Yeah,
that
then
would
it's
still
just rented
qualify
rooms.
it as a motel. It's just only you guys can rent them motel. So I
Right.
don't know how that really works, but what I was reading though is that for making it low income housing for families, and stuff like that, they had to allow for separate dwellings because it's long term stay versus just a
Mhm.
week long at a hotel or whatever, which causes the code to be different from what I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's just insanity. I was just like, wow, just the amount of effort that had to go into something like that.
Yeah.
But if you were to, for instance, we had somebody that wanted to buy a motel and be like, all right, well, this is the gamer housing for Minerva, we could do that. That'd be kind of cool, but I'm not that guy.
Or we could
I
just
go
buy
live
it
there.
and have our offices in there, just live somewhere nearby.
That
Yeah.
works.
My Minerva house.
Wire it with fiber? Yeah.
Yeah.
What I will speak on this as someone who is studying electrical engineering, and there's a lot of shit with circuits where you have to do a lot of math on it to make sure it doesn't fuck up and that it won't fuck up, and we usually don't have to think about it, just plug it in. But there's like the background wiring for how things are interconnected is you need to make sure it's not fucked up, otherwise you don't want to overamp things, you don't want to make something that's lethal, because the current that runs through your house can kill you.
If you're not careful, a piston will
if you're
push out the
exposed to
wrong
it.
block and fuck up the whole circuit.
Don't put a foot in your electrical socket. Don't
I
do
didn't
it.
do the math end or the figuring it all out what goes where, but I did do the physical end of putting the wiring in houses as the first job I ever had.
If you're not careful
Yeah.
with slime blocks, it's over.
At my job today, I was taking apart one of my engine lathes.
Oh,
and
fun.
yeah, those run with 480 voltage, and that's
Oh,
like
sure.
the zappy type of voltage. It's very,
The
very
zappy.
painful.
Is that the one where you see my skeleton while I'm...
It'll hurt the entire time you're dying. So
Oh no. It's the one where you need your
God.
friend to hit you with a broom to knock you loose.
basically,
No.
and then it's very
Paralysis
scary. So as soon as I started okay, there's a lot more wires than large hunks of metal, so we should call an electrician. So
Mhm.
that's about the limit of what I'll touch with it. Even with it locked out, powered down, nothing on, I won't touch it, because if something gets crossed in there or something, if I mess around with it, it's not going to be a fun time. I just want to, yeah.
I miss the context for Shell of what this was that you're talking about.
A giant lathe.
Giant engine lathe.
Okay.
that weighs about 13 tons.
Oh, fun.
It's a big. I call it
Did I
lazy
tell y'all-
boy because I have to do all.
Metal is conductive. It's
Did I tell y'all about getting electrocuted at work?
Oh no!
No.
Cooking?
What happened?
Yeah, oh yeah. Many years ago, I worked at a place called Do Re Mi Pizzeria, and I was doing the sandwiches and salads station at the time, and they have like a deli slicer. You know, when you go in the deli and you get sliced ham or turkey or whatever, and the guy's standing there.
Oh, I have a pastrami
fucking
sandwich.
slicer.
Oh, sorry.
I was
like how
working
excited
I was
you are.
working at that little part of the station, and the deli slicer was up on a table, of course, and behind that was the water heater, like right behind it. And I'm sitting there fucking cutting ham or turkey or cheese, or I don't remember what exactly, but as I'm slicing, the whole machine is just barely edging its way forward, you know, just the tiniest little movement every time you push that thing forward. And eventually it touched the water heater, and that caused a connection that should not have happened, because apparently there was a short in the slicer.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't have been a problem if that short didn't exist, but when the slicer touched the water heater, it fucking fired electricity through me to the floor.
Bad time.
My whole right arm went "Ugh," and fucking just went dead. And I screamed like I'd been shot. And my boss is like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Fuck this, I'm going home." And I got in my truck and I left. He called me like half an hour later. He's like, "Did you go to the hospital?" And I was like, "No, I went home. Fuck the hospital. They can't help me."
Don't talk to me.
Fuck the hospital. They can't help me.
It already happened. I survived it. It just sucked.
There's nothing they're gonna do. So like the other day, I had an asthma attack, and the nurse of Iceland made me call an ambulance. And when they got here, they were like, "Oh, your O2 stats are fine. Do you want to go to the hospital?" And I was like, "No, because of Corona right now, there's nothing they'll do for me unless I actually stop breathing, at which point they'll intubate me. If my O2 stats are fine, that means that this is just an asthma attack, and all they're going to do is keep pushing my albuterol inhaler at me, which I'm already carrying with me everywhere. There's no need for me to do that in the hospital. I could lay on my couch and watch Netflix.
Or there's a potential for someone else to get you sick.
Right.
Yep.
If I stop breathing, my son will call 911 again, and then you guys can take me." Like,
I still don't like hospitals for the fact that it's like that's a building full of sick people that are probably going to get me sick too. Even if I'm not sick and I go there.
oh, guys, it's time for me
That
to go
is a
meet my pastrami
big
sandwich.
Oh, it's the lathe.
Earlier I got a
Whoa,
comment
just
about
what?
that
It
blue
looks
hair.
nicer now.
Someone saying that blue hair slaps. And that's actually the second comment I've seen complimenting the blue hair today.
Hey.
I think the proper color was picked there today.
Here, hold on.
Yeah.
Although
You
the
can
worst
see-
news about the hair is about to be revealed.
Yeah, that's not quite.
I mean, it's not the worst news. It's like she can.
Well,
I
you know,
mean,
if you love that hair
change
so much,
whenever.
maybe you can borrow it.
You love it so much. You need to buy it yourself.
For only however much it is.
It's like $100.
You know, it is funny because like with the whole like shock through your body thing, the way you can protect your body from shock is not actually by insulating yourself, it's by covering yourself in something far more conductive than your body. Because
Like a metal jacket.
I mean, not like that's how they do it. Those big Tesla coil displays, if people go on it, they're wearing like chainmail. They wear chainmail because that will conduct everything. Because your body has an internal resistance of like 5 million ohms. I've tested it with a multimeter. You can test it. Everyone's different, and it is lower when you're dip your fingers in water. But it's like you want to put something with very low resistance so that it takes the path of least resistance.
There you go. Oh, there goes
So
the fan.
metal.
All right.
I'm hot.
Yeah.
I suppose we should call it there. We all got things to do.
Yeah, no, I gotta go clean at the restaurant because I
We
haven't
should
done
have
that
an
yet
update
today.
to explore in an hour and 52 minutes.
Yeah, we have a. I'm gonna do my stream for that. I assume you're gonna stream for that. This will be fun, and we can probably do it together, right?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. A bunch of other streamers might have. We'll see how that goes. I don't know
I
what's
mean,
happening.
like sure, everyone else is gonna do it. You better believe I'm interested. I'm gonna play Ventures because I want to play Ventures, and I'll stream it at the same time. But I'm gonna be playing Ventures just as you are.
You're not doing it for the people. You're doing it for the you.
In the shower.
I mean, I'm gonna be playing Ventures anyway. on release because that's what I want to do, and then they can also happen to watch me.
What a
Cool. And
All
that's
right.
our show, guys.
yeah. See ya.
Bye.